Gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
Well, I was too late.
Do not quibble with this.
I was too late. It's R. Kelly's birthday today.
Do not quibble with
He
this.
opened the Olympics, Gina, here in Salt Lake City. R. Kelly.
He opened the floodgates that were the Olympics.
Apparently, there's a.
Carrie.
It rained golden showers.
No, God.
I wasn't going to go that far, but
Apparently, there's a documentary.
yes.
Rolling Stone produced it, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
But it's apparently people are saying, and I am hearing that it may be the downfall finally of R.
One of
Kelly.
the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water. And
Exactly.
it certainly is not good.
So I thought maybe we would but it's Mike Reno's birthday.
It's
today.
tremendously big and tremendously wet.
Yes.
Loverboy? You thought Loverboy over?
It's Andrew Wood's birthday today. Mother love bone, baby. It's Robbie Krieger's birthday.
The Doors?
Yeah, good, Gina, very good. It's little Anthony's birthday today.
Who's Little Anthony?
Little Anthony and the Imperials.
Well, I think I'm going out of my head. And I thought it would be fun when I saw this. It's Elvis Aaron Presley's birthday today,
Nope.
and I thought
You thought that would be fun?
Elvis is everywhere popped into
Nope.
my head.
You know why?
Why?
Tuesday Tunes with Todd. I don't get to pick the potty break song.
Oh,
So
right.
I have one choice.
Right, I know. I was hoping for
For an opening.
the opening song, but I was
No,
too
see
late.
if it was another day, you might have gotten that.
Elvis is
But
everywhere.
because I only have one shot, we have to pay tribute to the true king.
Because
On this day,
Yeah.
David Bowie would have been 72.
I'm still sad. That's one I'm still sad about.
That was a tough one.
I feel the same about Elvis. So
I follow his wife on the social medias, and she posts pictures of
Elvis's wife, Priscilla.
no, Iman,
Oh,
David Bowie's wife. She posts pictures of the two of them all the time, and every time I see it, I'm like, oh,
I nearly put Priscilla Presley on my Deadpool
Ooh, that would
her
have been.
face will live forever.
in a jar somewhere, perhaps. Yeah, you could use that face for roofing tile.
She is a beautiful woman who ruined herself.
Well,
she-
I think Elvis had a lot to do with that.
She
Come on in here, honey. How old are you? You say you said you're 18, but you're not, are you? You're not really, are you? No. Well, come on in.
Well, that's good.
Come on in, honey. Would you like a peanut butter and banana sandwich? Come on in. Come on in. I'll have my maid make you one. Well, guess we ought to officially begin the program here coming up.
with check-ins coming up,
Yeah.
we have a good prize.
What's
Oh, we
that?
do?
Yeah,
I'm not used to that.
I know. Tickets to the Sundance Film Festival,
Oh,
which we have many things coming up associated with that, by the way. We're going to be doing a Not Safe for Work podcast recording at Squatters that's in conjunction with the Sundance Film Festival. And we will, of course, be doing our annual broadcast from Park City.
Oh, we're doing that again. They're having us back? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice.
We're official providers. We're proud.
Enablers.
Enablers.
We
Yes.
enable the Sundance Film Festival.
yeah.
Whatever they say goes. So why don't you call and check in with the Radio from Hell show right now, 877-602-9696. That's the phone number. It lets us know that you're out there. You're sort of ready to have a show, and we're nearly ready to provide you one. So call us, 877-602-9696, and maybe tell us in 3 words or less, well, what would you rather be doing? Okay?
Okay.
I
That's
mean,
the question.
yeah.
Or what would you rather be doing?
Yeah. What would you rather
Than
be
you're doing right now.
Than
You're driving to work. You're getting ready
well,
for
yeah.
school. You're
Yeah. What would you rather be doing? 877-602-9696. 3 words or less. What would you rather be doing? And one random person checking in will get festival tickets, Sundance Film Festival tickets. What would you rather be doing? Okay. You probably wouldn't rather be taking your car to Everest Collision Repair.
Oh, no.
But if you have to, That's
If you are in need of
That's the
collision
place to go.
repair,
Yeah, try to make it Everest because they'll make it as pleasant as possible.
as Sean Hogan always said, Everest Collision Repair tries to keep your needs on top. And Jamie and his crew, Jamie Cox, who's a co-owner of Everest Collision Repair, he echoes that sentiment as well. Take your car to Everest Collision Repair if you've been in a wreck. They will fix it. Or even if you want to just spruce up your car. I did that recently with my Honda CRV. It had some dinks and dents.
some dinks and dents.
Dinks and dings, and they took care of that right away and cleaned it all up, and it looks 100% better. Everest Collision Repair takes care of our cars, and they will minimize the stress after an accident. Download the Everest Collision Repair app from iTunes or the Google Play Store, and if you've been in an accident, it guides you through the steps of what you need to do. They'll take care of all kinds of stuff for you. They have 4 locations along the Wasatch Front, so why don't you go to their website and you'll find out where they are, and it'll give you further information. It's Everest, as in the mountain, EverestCollisionRepair.com.
All right, we'll start the show in about 3.5 minutes. Hang on.
Every weekday afternoon, join me, Todd Newcomb, as I provide plenty of new music, plenty of old music, and a 1-hour nonstop music wingding.
Unless we Utahns are diligent, our taxes will be raised without our knowledge. Did you know that right now there's an organization who thinks they know better than you how to save Utah schools? This group wants to raise your taxes. Wouldn't you agree that's just not right? Well, so does Republican Representative Arthur McCarty from Roadside Table, Utah. He began the group opposed to the suggested 10-cent Jello tax. Citizens against People for Alternative Revenue Tax Income believe that not only is the proposed Jello tax wrong, it's also cost prohibitive. The state would have to establish a Jello commission and then open costly state-run Jello stores. Then it's only a matter of time before racketeers would begin smuggling in gelatin from neighboring states. Taxing green gelatin would also place an unfair burden on those people who mostly buy this product. Large LDS families, already on a tight budget, would end up paying for a greater portion of public education than would people with no children at all. And that's just not fair.
Hello, I'm Republican Representative Arthur McCarty. Please call your state legislatures and tell them to vote NO on the green Jello tax. It's time to get big government off our backs.
Paid for by Citizens Against People for Alternative Revenue Tax Income.
and Gina on X96.
All right, 6:16 right now. Time to begin.
So we will officially begin the show, and then we'll take your check-ins at 877-602-9696, wherein you will call us, you will say hello, and you will tell us in 3 words or less, well, what would you rather be doing?
And one of you could win, may win, Sundance Film Festival tickets. But starting the show is brought to you by Ben Folds. He's back by popular demand.
That little short musician, Ben Folds?
Yeah.
He thought about the Army.
Performing his greatest hits with the Utah Symphony.
Really?
Because, he plays the piano. So
That's right.
Ben Folds with the Utah Symphony. April 9th at Abravanel Hall. For tickets, you go to utahsymphony.org.
The moon is moving toward full. It is a waxing crescent moon. It will be full on January 20th, but for now, it is just a 5.6% of full. The moon will rise today at 9:38 a.m., today being Tuesday. It's the 8th day of January in the year of our Lord 2019, and this is North America's most cherished radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. The executive producer of the Radio from Hell show is Richard Stedman. Dylan Allred, no relation to me, I say that for his protection, is producing video for the show that you can see at x96.com/live. You can see a pre-show video on Facebook, Radio from Hell Facebook page, on Twitter, the Radio from Hell, I think it's at RF or at Radio from Hell, isn't it? The Twitter feed, and various other places, and you'll see all kinds of things that he puts up at Radio from Hell at x96.com. All of that, and also we have various new interns and people I don't recognize helping out with the show today.
Well, we don't bother to get to know them until we know they're going to stick.
So until we know that they live somewhere other than Logan. All right, now check-ins.
Check-ins brought to you by X96 is a proud partner to the 2019 Sundance Institute. Don't miss the film festival happening January 24th through February 3rd. Screenings and events in Salt Lake City, Park City. Screenings, tickets available at sundance.org, and we have tickets to give away to a random checker inner.
All right, so here we go.
All right, I guess we got to begin. Let's start with Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Winning the lottery.
Winning.
You'd rather be winning. Well, of course.
Well, yeah.
Ronnie, that's very good. I think, but who wouldn't want to be?
Well,
winning?
I don't know. Winning. I've read a lot of stories about how winning the lottery ruined people's lives. So maybe you don't want to.
Have you bought a
I
ticket?
can keep secrets.
Have you bought a ticket?
I have in the past. I haven't yet.
Well, that is a precursor to winning the lottery.
We don't have the lottery here in the state of Utah because the state thinks we can't handle it.
Well,
Thinks we'll spend all our paycheck on.
We're all incredibly impulsive.
Well, the feeling is, and that this is their argument, I'm going to be serious for a moment, and there is some merit to the argument that the lottery victimizes poor people.
That could be said.
That is the argument.
You know what else victimizes poor people? Just about
The government.
Just about everything else that the government does.
Yeah.
Nobody makes you buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah. Thanks for checking in with us, Ronnie.
Thank you. Have a good morning.
You too.
All right, we'll see you. Let's go to Mackenzie. Hi, Mackenzie.
Hi.
Hi. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm fair to Midland.
What would you rather be doing, Mackenzie?
I'd rather be back to bed.
Yeah.
Back to bed.
I thought sleep would be our number one answer here, but
Are you
Oh,
going?
it's my number one.
Are you going to school today?
No, I'm at work, just sitting out front.
sitting out front of work. Work isn't open yet?
Yeah. It's open. I'm just sipping coffee, waiting for it to go in.
So you don't have to be in there till exactly 6:30, so you're staying away as much as possible, which is wise.
Yeah. I can come in whenever, so I'm just chilling out here.
What do you do, Mackenzie?
I work for commissions for an essential oil company.
Oh.
So I just process commissions.
Yeah. Well,
Wait a minute. People get commissions from those companies?
Some people do.
Huh.
The right people
Believe
do.
it or not, yeah.
Yeah, the right people do. All right, Mackenzie.
People who know
Well,
how to sell.
try and have a good day.
Thank you.
You can do it.
All right. 877-602-9696. If you have a mind to check in, Trent is here.
Hey.
Hey, guys, what's up?
Hey. What's up with you?
What would you rather be doing, Trent?
I would rather be snowboarding the mountains.
Yeah.
Where do you like to go?
Park City and Brighton.
Have you been several times at all or at all this year?
I haven't been in the last 2 years.
Oh
Really?
my God. Well, really, what's the problem?
Is it your knees?
No, well, last year I fell down a mine shaft.
You
What?
fell down a
And then-
mine shaft?
Yeah, you guys should remember this story.
I don't.
Help us remember that.
Out at 5 Mile Pass, probably heard about it on the news.
No.
No. Well, I don't remember. Tell us, quick.
No.
Okay. No, I fell down a 100-foot mine shaft camping on a Saturday night. And just got a messed up head, but no broken bones.
So
How
you
long-
you were stumbling around in the dark, camping, or was it in the dark?
Yep.
And you'd been drinking, I would assume.
Nope.
No.
How long were you in the mine
Nope.
shaft?
I was down there for 8 hours.
Ugh.
And people were looking for you, and were you unconscious?
Oh, yeah.
How did they find you?
Well, my buddy watched me drive over in that vicinity, and he went to bed and then woke up, didn't see me, so he took off trying to find me, and then went to where he saw me last and looked down that mine shaft because he almost drove in it, his Jeep in it 2 months prior to this, and saw the side-by-side 15 feet down the hole, and they called search and rescue, and
How'd they get you out?
started. Say that again?
How did they get you out?
With a rope, Gina.
Well, you don't know.
Yep, that's a rope.
and are you okay now, or has it left you with some damage?
Oh, yeah, it's going to take years and years for my head to heal itself.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
This is an amazing
What do you think?
story.
Richie just sent me the article when this happened.
We've got the
this says
story.
you were looking for firewood.
Yep, looking for firewood.
Jeez.
But it's okay, Lou. We put up a sign, one sign that says, beware mine shaft.
Don't look for wood.
Everything will be fine now.
So Trent, thanks. Did they close that shaft off, I hope?
I believe they did, yes.
All right,
Trent.
Thanks for your story. That's hang in there, and thanks for listening to the show.
All right, we'll see you, Trent.
Yeah.
Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly.
Hey there.
Hi.
3 words or less. What would you rather do? Not falling down a mine shaft, I think, but
Actually, at work.
You're at work, but what would you rather be doing?
I'd rather be at work.
She'd rather
My
be at
carpool
work.
and I are running late.
Oh, okay.
I see. All
Hurry,
right, well,
hurry.
Kimberly, get
Go,
off the
go,
phone.
go.
All right, bye-bye. Benjamin.
Scuba Dive Fiji.
Scuba Dive Fiji.
yeah, who wouldn't? Hey, we ought to give Benjamin some tickets to the.
You think?
Because we forgot to give them to anybody else.
Well, not because he's the best person
Not
for
because
the
he's
tickets.
he's
No,
not the
'cause-
best caller, but because we're out of time. And
You know what?
What?
Default are the two greatest words in the English language.
All right.
Default.
Here you go, Benjamin.
Okay, he
Hang on.
earned it.
Hang on.
He just
That
earned
comment earned it.
You got it.
it. Default. The 2 best words.
Let's see. Ice fishing.
Really?
Someone
I don't
texted
get
in.
ice fishing.
I don't either.
Me
but-
neither.
yeah.
Going to Portland,
Yeah, I can get with that.
teacher Emily. I'd rather be high. Carrie, the coordinator, playing RDR2.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Lady Raccoon. Anything but this.
Well, what are you doing? That's so terrible.
This is
This?
what. Anything but.
There's a picture of he drove his truck went into the mine shaft.
Wow.
My God.
Let's see if anybody drove into a mine shaft. Nope, but we do have, let's see, a crash. Eastbound US 89 Provo Canyon at milepost 13. That's about it. Things look pretty, it's way better than it was yesterday morning. But if you see something that's not being reported by UDOT, you can report it to me, 33986.
If your car needs some fixing up, it's not running right, we know where to take it. Our mechanics.
It makes a funny noise.
That light is on. It shouldn't be on.
Excel Automotive Repair. They are our mechanics. We trust. I know if I leave my car at Excel, they're going to find out what the problem is and fix it.
They're at 33rd South and 3rd East. They're just kind of a little bit up the street and on the other side from the Century 16 theaters. Also, remember this. If you're shopping for a used car, take it out for a test drive and swing by the Excel Automotive Repair. And for $50, they will go over that car for you and tell you whether you're getting a good deal or not. If it's a lemon. Now, it may be for the price, they'll say, well, it's got a few problems, but that's a great price, so take it, and then we'll fix it up. Or they'll just say, no, stay away from it. And they'll do that. If they say stay away from it, take it back, they'll do one other car for you for that
same
$50.
50.
Yeah. So it's Excel Automotive Repair. They're on the corner of 33rd South, 3rd East. You can go to their website. It's Excel, which is EXCEL, excelautomotiverepair.com.
When Carrie, Bill, and Gina run out of things to bitch about, we give you a 1-hour nonstop music wing gang at 10 a.m. on X96. X96.
A ballpoint banana.
The only possible meaning.
What?
Batman.
Yeah, but what, that wasn't.
Yeah, it's Adam West.
Was that Adam
Yeah.
West? And,
Burt Ward.
I just love that logic train.
What else could it?
What else could it be?
There's no other.
There's no other interpretation.
was pretty good.
That's why he's the greatest detective. All right. Let's begin. Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by.
Woohoo! Lucky's Auto Credit. 77 cents in a job gets you a car. That is awesome. They'll front the tax, title, and license. 77 cents total to drive away today. Apply online at luckysautocredit.com. Woohoo!
Oh, man, let's see. How about let's start here.
Where?
John Travolta.
I'm proud of him.
John Travolta.
This is
Who do you think you are, John Travolta?
This is a long time coming.
Rang in the new year with a new look. He shaved his head completely.
Do we have the picture, Dylan? Go to x96.com/live to see it.
No, he didn't shave his head. He just took the wig off. His head's been that bald for a long time.
Now, is that his wife?
That's his daughter.
His
It's
daughter?
his daughter. Okay.
His wife is Kelly Preston.
Well, I don't know. Gina, I wouldn't recognize Kelly Preston if she came up to me and said, "Hi, I'm Kelly Preston." I'd say, Who? He rang in the new year with a new look, losing his locks with a completely shaved head. The Saturday Night Fever actor who has sported various pompadours, fake pompadours.
You've looked
mostly,
ridiculous,
in
John.
films as recent as Gina. He's not listening. Calm down. As recent as God, he posted an image on Instagram Sunday showing him sporting the bare head and rugged short beard. I hope everyone had a great new year. Reads the caption of the image. Oh, it does mention that it is his daughter, Ella. I skimmed through the story quickly earlier, and I missed that. I was thinking, who is that? She's a lovely young woman, and there he
Guys,
is.
just
he looks
be,
good.
Just be bald.
Most
Most
guys look
look-
fine that way.
yes.
You know
Most
what?
guys.
That's easy for folks to say.
It is.
It's easy to say, guys, just be bald.
It is easy.
No, as a woman, I'm saying
It's harder.
there are lots of bald guys that I think are super
Gina?
attractive.
Yeah, like John Malkovich. Gina, there are guys who...
John Malkovich wouldn't look any better with hair.
No, but
That's-
there are guys who look better with hair because they have really bad heads.
They have bad heads.
You
They
got a
do.
bad head shape. You know, if you got a bad head shape, you can't pull it
Yes,
off.
Dylan.
The guys you think are attractive who are bald would be just as attractive or more if they had hair.
No, but what's less attractive is when you wear the wigs or you try to make it. That looks worse than just being bald.
John, I don't know why, but John Travolta, for the most part, never had a very good. What do you call a wig maker? Somebody who did his
No,
hair.
he could afford the best, and that's what he.
And he didn't get the best. But there are guys who wear hair pieces that are really good hair pieces.
Just let it go. Quit fighting it. That's all.
Once again, Gina knows how to live everyone's life for them.
But then again, if you go ahead and shave your head, it's like everybody knows why. You know, so
It looks better than hanging on to a little bit and just let it go. It's fine.
Well, I'm about a year away from shaving my head then, Gina. Maybe 2.
I'm sorry,
And
Dylan.
it
Or
will
maybe
be
I should do it
fine.
now. I'm working with different raw material than a lot of these movie stars you're talking about.
That's true.
That's all I'm trying to tell you.
All right. Kevin Spacey appeared in court yesterday and pleaded not guilty. Not dressed really.
Did he not get dressed up?
You would think. Well, he got too dressed up. You
Oh.
would think he would be maybe just dressed conservatively, but no, he was wearing a striped tie, a paisley shirt.
No, better to be overdressed than underdressed.
He was flashy. He looked flashy.
Oh, he looks good.
No, I don't think that's.
That's not him?
I'm not
Okay.
sure that's what he was wearing. He looked real snazzy and flashy, and like, hey, it's me, Kevin.
I mean,
Spacey.
I wouldn't have put that tie with that shirt myself.
And then after the trial, he was pulled over for speeding.
Well, he wanted to get away from court as soon as possible.
He was driving on the Reagan National Airport property soon before 5 p.m. when he was pulled over and given a verbal warning instead of a ticket. Spokesperson for the Metropolitan Washington Airport Authority said he drove off without further incident after being stopped. TMZ recorded video of Spacey, who was seated in the car with his lawyer, speaking with officers. So TMZ's following him wherever.
Sure.
Yep.
The former House of Cards star had just landed at the Washington, D.C. area airport after his court hearing on felony charges for allegedly groping an 18-year-old busboy in Nantucket, Massachusetts, back in 2016. This is a story, a rape trial in Logan finally getting underway. Actually, I think it's a USU football player, but I think they're doing the trial in Brigham City. One by one, a prosecutor tacked photos on a whiteboard inside the courtroom on Monday, and jurors looked at the 6 images showing the smiling faces of young women who lived and went to college in the Logan area. The 6 women had never met, but each one reported a remarkably similar crime, that she was sexually assaulted by Utah State University football star Tori Green. You remember this case?
Mm-hmm.
The trial began Monday for Mr. Green, who's charged with 11 felonies in connection with the reports of these women who say the athlete sexually abused them between 2013 and 2015 when he was a student in Logan. During opening statements Monday, Deputy Cache County Attorney Barbara Lockmar described Green as a wolf in sheep's clothing who lured and disarmed women. Now, his defense attorney, Sky Lazaro, said during her opening statement that rape was despicable, but that he was a man who respects women, and that these women were all just young women who were needing attention.
All of them, really?
Yeah.
They all
of them.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
She said Mr. Green should be playing in the NFL now. He should have a Super Bowl ring, but instead he's defending himself in court
don't
because
do
of
that.
women
Oh.
because of women who were upset with him. She asked jurors to listen to the testimony carefully and assess the credibility of the witnesses. Now, she's just doing her job. Down in San Juan County in Monticello, after a hard-won and historic victory that will shift the body from a long-standing white Republican majority to a Democratic and American Indian one, the new San Juan County Commission took the oath of office in a packed ceremony on yesterday. The occasion was met with celebration from many in southeastern Utah who hope the change will improve conditions for the county's majority American Indian population. But after a new legal dispute, it was also marred with a sense that the changing of the guard will not be allowed to stand without a fight from disgruntled old white men.
Of course.
It's very, very hard to accept changes. Newly inaugurated Commissioner Willie Gray Eyes, a Navajo and a Democrat, told the Salt Lake Tribune in a recent interview. After over 2 decades, maybe 3 decades of the status quo, that's what they're used to. Mr. Gray Eyes, one of 2 American Indians who now serve on the 3-member county commission, was booted from the ballot early in the race by county officials who said he couldn't prove that he lived in Utah.
I wonder if they ever questioned anybody else about that.
No.
He challenged the decision in court, and a federal judge reinstated his candidacy. But days before his inauguration, Mr. Gray Eye's opponent in the November election, Republican Kelly Laws, revived the allegations. Now, this is after he'd been elected.
After he won the election.
Yeah. Asked the courts Thursday to annul the election and declare the seat vacant. Gray Eyes says he thinks that the dispute is politically motivated, and I would say racially motivated, to maintain the status quo. He contends he lives in the Navajo Mountain community on the Navajo Nation, which does straddle the borders of Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico. Now, because of the remoteness of that area, Navajo Mountain residents commonly travel to Arizona for routine errands and other activities like postal services because it's closer than going into Monticello. So he has a post office box in Arizona.
But he doesn't live in Arizona.
No, and he has an uncle who has a house in Arizona, and he said, I have a horse that I keep at my uncle's place. So when I want to go get my horse, I go to my uncle's place. The new commissioner stood before the San Juan County residents and observers who'd packed the room in the county's administration building to witness the historic moment. Most of them appeared to be very pro the change. They were very happy about it. But there were people who were just, like, Mike Noel.
Of course.
Just very, very, very. Now the government shutdown continuing. And millions of low-income Americans could have a harder time affording food if the partial government shutdown continues into the next month. Funding for food stamps, school lunches, nutrition for pregnant women and young children expected to run out next month if the impasse isn't resolved. The largest benefit at risk is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, that SNAP, food stamps. Nearly 38.6 million Americans depend on that aid to augment their grocery budgets.
They're living like queens on that SNAP.
Oh,
Listen,
yeah. Welfare. Mm-hmm.
So you think who can still be supporting this? Who can still be supporting the
I've
president?
heard people still.
Well, I listened yesterday for a few minutes to the local conservative talk radio station in the afternoon. KNRS. Rod Arquette here in the afternoon. It's 28 degrees on the outside. And I heard probably 4 callers who were, by the sound of their voice, men. They were men and probably white men who said that they supported the president.
Of course.
No matter
even
what.
even though they said, one of them said, well, I have somebody in my family who gets food stamps. And what he said, and those may be cut off, but we still have to stand with the president on this border issue.
We do?
We have to stand with the president on the border issue because that's the biggest priority because of
Is
all
it?
those terrorists coming in.
Is it?
All those
You
terrorists coming in.
believe the lie.
They believe it, and then said something along the lines of, and I have somebody in my family who's a nurse and works in a hospital, and you know how many benefits these illegals get. You know, the free health care that these illegals get. They get all this free health care.
free
Do they?
health
No.
care.
They get all this free health care.
Don't think so.
They come to this country and they're not even citizens, and they get all this free health
I
care.
don't think so.
And I hear these people. And then I heard another man call in and say, "My father lives in Colorado, and he's on a HUD program, Housing and Urban Development Program, a government-supported program, and he's maybe in danger of losing his house because of this shutdown. But we still have to stand with the president."
Sarah Sanders was on Fox News yesterday.
On Fox News, a safe space.
Who said, "We've stopped 4,000 potential terrorists at the border."
It's not true.
And it is a lie.
It is an absolute lie. You know
and
where
they called, who was she on with? Chris Wallace?
It was with Chris Wallace. He called her on it.
He said, "Sarah, that's not true."
It is a manufactured crisis.
They have stopped, I think they said 6 people
6.
that were maybe suspected terrorists.
Yeah, they were already on a list.
Most people that are stopped, and by stopped, all that means is they're coming from a country where
People, known terrorists, have been.
yeah, not that those people
Are
are on a
terrorists.
list anywhere. They just came from the wrong country.
Yeah.
And she said, "Well, that's our most vulnerable border." No,
No.
if you want a vulnerable place, it's the airport.
It's the airports and the Canadian border. But we don't hear
Well,
anyone
it's-
talking about the Canadian
I'm
border.
really worried about the Canadians.
You want a wall with Canada?
Isn't that a longer border than the Mexican border too?
Yeah.
Let's build a wall let's keep the Canadians out
Yeah.
because they blend in easier because they look like us.
And now tonight he's going to go on
And just
network
lie even more.
TV and
And again, well, why don't you just give him the money so we can get this over with? We're wasting $6 billion on this. They don't even have a plan for that $6 billion. They can't tell you what they're spending it on.
A wall.
you can't build a house. You can't get a loan to build a house unless you have a detailed plan saying we're going to spend this much on wood and this much on concrete.
You're not going to build it out of wood.
No, a house.
Oh.
You can't. A bank won't loan you money to build a house unless you have very specific plans.
Gina, I know you don't understand construction very well. Listen. You don't understand it. We're going to build this wall out of steel. It'll help resurrect the already really resurrected steel industry that's booming now thanks to me. The steel industry has already put thousands and thousands of people back to work, and this will help the steel industry We're going to build that wall. And Mexico will pay for it. Well, no, Mexico really, I should say, is already paying for it because of the new renegotiated North American trade agreement.
That hasn't been signed.
That's
put into
because
effect
it's.
yet.
But when that is signed and it's already starting to work, that really will pay for the wall, which will. Well, you can call it a fence. You can call it whatever you want, and you have to be able to see through it. Okay?
Because if they're throwing drugs over, you need to be able to see so that the drugs don't land on your head.
What time is it?
Sports weather traffic.
Oh, let's see. Brought to you by Protect Your Identity and earn high interest with a power-protected checking account from Security Service Federal Credit Union. For details, go to ssfcu.org/powerprotected. Membership eligibility required. Interest refers to dividends. Some restrictions apply. So we're done with the college football. And Clemson ran all over Alabama. It was kind of surprising.
Was that was not supposed to happen?
No, 44-16. It was fun to watch. I was rooting for Clemson, and they ran all over them. Real Salt Lake has released their 2019 schedule. If you go to rsl.com, you can take a look at that and get excited for the first game, which will be Saturday, March 2nd. That's sports. Weather. Not snowy this morning. Temperature today will be about 42 and mostly cloudy. A little bit of fog this morning, but no actual precipitation. Traffic seems to be moving pretty well also. Crash northbound I-15 at 74th South. The center lane being affected there. Crash Redwood Road, just, milepost 23, 4 miles south of Saratoga Springs. But that's about it. If you see something you want to add, and I'll pass it along to friends of the program, you can text it to us, 33986.
All right. Is this sponsored?
Yes. LHM Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Sandy. Save thousands on remaining 2018 inventory. Shop your deals online at lhmdeals.com.
It's the X poll. And it doesn't work unless you participate at 877-602-9696. Simply, the question is this: have you ever been on a blind date? Now, I was trying to think if I don't think I have. And I classify a blind date as something that somebody sets it up for you.
Okay.
Is that,
all right, that's the definition.
Is that fair? Somebody says, I know somebody who would like to go out with you. Would you consent to going out with this person?
Or I know somebody who'd be perfect for you.
Yeah.
Let us fix you up.
Yeah, or somebody. So you're fixed up with someone who you've never met and they have never met you.
I had the worst blind date.
877-602-9696 if you want to weigh in.
Yeah.
So a friend of my mother's.
Right away.
Said, I've got the perfect guy for Gina. Will you see if she will let him have her phone number, and I just think they would be great together. So this is third party. Mm-hmm. My mom calls me. It's this so and so. It's somebody that she knows, and she said he'd be great. Can he call you? I'm like, sure, why not?
Okay.
Calls me. We talk for a little bit. We agree to meet for lunch. And so then it's the how will I know it's you kind
I'll wear
thing.
a white corsage.
And he said,
because of my limp.
He said, my face is horribly disfigured. You will know me when you see me. Now, wouldn't you think that was a joke if somebody said, I'm horribly disfigured. You'll know me when you see me. And I think he said, and I'll be wearing a red polo shirt. And I thought, he's
all right.
He's kidding.
Why would you think somebody would be kidding about that?
I mean, doesn't that sound like you're a blind date? Well, I'm horribly disfigured, and I'll be wearing a red.
Well, did he say? What did he say? Well, I'm horribly disfigured. I mean, and I'll be wearing a red. Or did he say, well, I'm horribly disfigured, and I'll be wearing a red shirt?
I interpreted it as it was a joke.
Okay.
So the day of the lunch, he calls me and says, I'm running a little late. I got called into my boss's office because there's a sexual harassment suit against me at work. Now, again, I'm thinking, this guy's hilarious. He's horribly disfigured, and I'm running late because of sexual harassment. You know, these are jokes, right?
How old are you at this time?
19, 20, something like that.
And you didn't say, let's just not do this.
Sure. You wouldn't go out with me when I asked you.
And I knew you.
And you knew me.
Yeah, but she'd learned her lesson with this guy.
And so I'm like, oh, so I finally meet him. I go to the restaurant. There's a guy sitting there in a red polo shirt, and he is disfigured.
Burn victim?
He'd been in a car accident of some kind.
Yeah.
But, okay, that's
All
fine.
right.
All right.
Power through, yeah, maybe he's a great guy.
Yeah. No, he wasn't.
No?
So I asked him, like, so the sexual harassment suit, and he starts telling me. And he sounds like a total creep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I will just get through this lunch, and that will be the end of it. And at the end of the lunch, he's like, okay, so what should we do tomorrow?
Uh-huh.
Like, what?
Nothing.
No.
Isn't that what you said? Nothing.
And he started harassing me, calling me, driving by my apartment. It was horrible. But
And he probably kept saying it's because of my face,
no, he
right?
did. Yes.
But really, no, you're a creep.
No, you're a creep.
You're a creep. It's got nothing to do with your face. Well, Marcy was also fixed up by Mom. Let's go to Marcy.
Hi, Marcy.
Hi.
Hi, Marcy. Tell us about your blind date.
My mom actually fixed me up with my husband right now.
Oh. Really?
My mom worked with his mom, and my parents actually went to high school with his dad. So they've known each other for a long time, and they decided to just set us up.
And it worked
So
out.
it worked.
Now, when you the very first time you met him on this blind date, did you go, "Wow, this is a pretty nice guy"?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
So,
how
so
nice.
Mom picked a good one for you.
Yes, Mom sometimes knows best.
Well, listen. The next time she tries to fix you up, listen again. You'll listen, right?
Oh, for sure.
No, she's
Okay.
married. She's not going to get fixed up again.
You never know. All right, thanks,
never
Marcy.
know.
Thank you.
You're
All
welcome.
right, there we go. Let's see, it's 6:55 right now, and you can weigh in on this X poll. You ever been on a blind date? Let's see, here was one in here. It says, I went out on a blind date, and it was fine. She was cute. I liked her. And we went out one or two more times, and different interests ended it gracefully. Well, thanks for killing the X poll, Devin.
Oh, here's one. I'm horribly disfigured. And I went out with this 19-year-old girl, and she had no understanding of what it's like to be me.
Someone says, my mom set me up on a blind date. When I got there, the girl turned out to be an ex of mine that I'd broken up with a few months before. My parents really liked her and wanted us to get back together. It did not go well.
I don't think I've ever been.
No one's ever
attempted to fix me up with anybody.
I was fixed up on one, and because I said she's perfect for you. Absolutely nothing in common.
Did you say what? You
and
don't know me at all.
I even said I'm questioning our friendship now that you think that this person was perfect for me. It was the only time I went. So 877-602-9696 if you want to weigh in on this X poll.
Traffic, we've got a crash northbound I-215 at 15th North in Salt Lake. Crash southbound I-15 5th East on-ramp in American Fork. Crash northbound I-15 74th South in Salt Lake. Center lane is closed there. And a crash Redwood Road at milepost 23. This is just 4 miles south of Saratoga Springs. That's traffic.
All right, thank you very much.
You know, we cannot say enough about Diamonds Direct. We told you about it all last year. Diamonds Direct. If you are, for whatever occasion, you're looking for a good jewelry gift.
Want to get engaged? Want to somebody's birthday?
Here's the thing: is that in situations like Diamonds Direct, you ask, how can they be doing this? Well, they're more than happy to tell you how they can do it if you go in and talk to them.
Yeah, in the new year, Diamonds Direct has an even larger selection of hand-picked, certified, GIA certified diamonds. They've replenished the entire inventory, all shapes, sizes, rare, precious diamonds. No crappy diamonds in stock ever. No, inferior ones. All this plus the guaranteed best prices, the strongest warranty including a free lifetime warranty on any purchase at Diamonds Direct. Most relaxed shopping experience, people who genuinely care about making you happy. Diamonds Direct really is an extraordinary place. Look, we're lucky to have them here.
Mm-hmm.
They're at 6400 South. They're right across from the Fashion Place Mall. Say hi to Ginger and Lou and the rest of the gang at Diamonds Direct.
Oh, gross. It is gunky out there. Show.
We go to the expo, but I just don't get it. So it says on the coffee pod thing, throw your pod away. So I open it up, there's a pod in there. So I take it out and I reach in to get a new pod from the collection of pods, and I take one out, and it's a used one that someone has
put in the
ones that are supposed to be full.
Let me ask you this: the pod that was in the machine, was it still warm?
No.
Oh, okay.
Idiots.
We're just say that we can rule out people here this morning. Yeah. All right.
Idiots.
Let's continue the X poll. You ever been on a blind date? How'd that work out for you?
877-602-9600. 888-986 is the number. Call us now.
Several text messages, went on a blind date and got married to her for 6 years, but now we're separated. Friend of mine invited a blind date to my house on Thanksgiving. It was a double date.
No, terrible idea.
I brought a date for you.
No.
Yeah. The guy was a total creep, ended up stalking me for over a year. Wow. All right. Let's go to Matt. Hello, Matt.
Matt.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, so my brother sent me up with a woman who worked for him, and we had a good time. She was really funny, and after the date, my brother called me up, so I had to go. I said it went really well, and I'm interested in maybe going on a second date. And he said, great. Let's get this going. How quickly can you get married? She's from Australia. She needs a green card. I need her to stay as an employee.
What?
And then I realized why she was so into me, and so I was like, "Oh, yeah, this is over." So anyway, it was a pretty good experience.
Yeah. So you just backed out of that immediately, huh? That's good.
Yeah. I was like, "Sorry, I'm not going to be able to help you out." I was maybe 2 weeks off of my mission, had no interest in getting married, and that's the whole purpose of the blind date. So
I thought 2 weeks off of your mission, the whole point was to get married.
Yeah, you were supposed to get married.
Yes.
All right.
That's what I was attempting to avoid. So.
All right, thanks, Matt. All right, let's go to Haley. Hi, Haley.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing okay. Thanks for letting me listen.
Thank you.
So I was set up by a friend of mine. Did the whole cliche, he's perfect for you, blah, blah, blah. Go out, and we just went to do a quick coffee date. And it turns out this guy was my cousin who I had a restraining order against.
Oh, what? Wait a minute. You had a
Okay.
restraining order against your cousin?
There's a lot to unpack
Yeah,
here.
that's...
I have a restraining order against a bunch of my family. They're just kind of nuts, so I want nothing to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I saw him, I was like, oh, no, because he's got a very common name, and my friend was like, his name is this common name. And so I was like, okay, I didn't think anything of it. And then I saw him, and I was like, oh, well, I'm not friends with her anymore. Like, if you think he's my dreamboat guy, no way.
Did she have any idea?
No, she had no clue, apparently.
But he did.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
So he did it anyway.
Well, he did it
Yeah.
on purpose.
That sounds crappy.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right, Haley.
Thanks, Haley.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah, thank you.
That is. Let's see. Cousin went on a blind date, still dating after a year. Reached up to $80K in debt, filed for bankruptcy, and her family mooches off his paychecks.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't work out. My last date was a blind
Good
date.
for them.
My last date was a blind date. That was June 1998. 20 and a half years later, I'm still with her today. Darren.
I like this one. Made my own blind date on a wrong number call.
Ooh.
She was drunk when I picked her up. She took me to meet her dad and her son. The son threw a hysterical fit that his mom was dating. He's 12. Night ended with her at my house walking around eating chips and just letting chips fall out of her mouth all over my floor. She told me I was an ordinary guy and I was lucky to be with her. I took her home and she was shocked. I wanted to get rid of her.
You're an ordinary guy and lucky to be with me.
You're lucky to have me.
Let's go to
I'm
Adam.
a catch.
Hi, Adam. Go ahead.
Hi.
Hi. So in high school, my best friend wasn't allowed to go on single dates. He had to go on double dates. And because I was never really that social, so he was always setting me up on blind dates so he could date other girls. And most of them were pretty awful.
Are you dating anybody now?
So I'm married now.
All right, Adam.
Thanks, Adam.
I went on a blind date as a double date. The guy said about 4 words the whole night. When he dropped me off, he shook my hand and gave me this weird half hug. Parents went on a blind date, married 6 months later. They're about to celebrate their 41st wedding anniversary.
I love those kind of stories.
Oh, Grayson is here. Hi, Grayson.
Hi, thanks for letting me listen.
You're welcome.
So about 4 months ago, I was golfing with one of my best friends, and he and his wife set me up with one of his wife's best friends. We met at a Rumby with them kind of escorting us, and we've been dating for the past 3 months, and it's going fairly well.
Oh, good.
That's nice. Do you still go to the Rumby?
we haven't been since, but it might be in the cards later.
Yeah, I mean, if you end up
That's where you'll have to go for your anniversary.
That'll be it's the first place we ever met at a Rumby. Yeah. Well, thanks. That's a good story. I'm glad you're getting along.
I am too.
Okay.
Thanks, Grayson.
See you, Grayson. The lines are open, 877-602-9696. Your blind date story. I'll bet Richie's been on dozens of blind dates.
Gosh, they're the best.
How many?
I've probably literally been on a couple dozen blind dates.
That you have been set up with somebody?
And then they got to the point, at one point, that I decided to stop doing them. I remember one blind date in particular, and I think I've told the story on the radio. But it'll be like you guys are listening to it for the first time because you didn't listen the first time.
What?
Nothing. It was this girl whom my sister said, you love theater, she loves theater. You guys,
be
clearly,
perfect.
this would be a perfect match.
And you both pronounce it theater.
Yeah. So we went out, and we had been out all of about 45 minutes. We double dated with a friend of mine from college and his now wife. And we had planned an entire evening because I'm pretty easyggoing. Even if I didn't really like the person, we could have a fun enough night. That would be fine. After about 45 minutes of the date, I was like, I am done. I said this to her. I said, I am done, and I don't have anything more to talk to you about.
What was so horrible about it?
She just was really boring. Really bad, and that's saying
that's
something.
pretty boring for just 45 minutes.
Yeah, I had asked her all that I had wanted
was it
to.
one-word
I tried,
answers?
Yeah, one-word answers, and no, I've never tried that. Would you ever be interested in that? No, I'm not interested in that. The kicker for me though is I know that she is still single. And she's been featured on the news a couple times as been like a bridesmaid for like 35 weddings or something like that, but never been the bride. And
you know why?
Because I know why.
You know what they say. If you're always a bridesmaid, you're never a bride.
Right. I'm not actually interested in the thing that you're talking about.
Okay.
I would never like to experience that worst date ever.
I was sure you were going to say you stopped going on blind dates because you got tired of trying to prevent women from jumping out of moving cars.
Yes, well, it was for the safety of others.
Yes.
Someone says, my mom tried for 2 years to set my cousin up with a girl from her nail salon. He finally met her at my wedding this summer, and now they're inseparable.
Oh.
Wow, okay. My parents bought a house from people that had a single son my age. So they set us up. He turned out to be a multiple-time jail felon. Didn't last long. Ugh. I'm so ugly that I can only date blind women.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Aw. I know the feeling.
You're not ugly, Bill.
Well, I'm not. I ain't no Adonis.
You ain't no prize?
No.
I ain't no prize.
Here's the thing is that say that you're in a situation where you're friends with somebody who is single. And, say you and your partner know somebody whom you think would be good for this person. Do you really want to do that?
Well,
doesn't that set you up?
What if you think they could be fabulously happy?
But doesn't that set you up to look bad?
Sure.
It does.
That's why you shouldn't.
I think maybe what you should. I don't think there's any harm in making a suggestion, maybe.
But setting it up, going to the trouble of setting it up.
But what if they're two people that you like and they could be happy together, but you never decide to make that connection?
Then you invite them to don't set up a party for them to meet. It has to be a party that's already happening.
And
just invite them both. And if kismet happens, it happens.
And I don't think there's anything wrong if you know, like two people, and one of the people says, "Do you know so and so? Because I think that person is really cool."
Then, that's different.
I don't think there's anything wrong in letting that person say, "Hey, I have a friend who thinks you're really."
But I think you orchestrating a hookup between two people is just nothing but trouble there.
Yeah, I would
and
agree.
you shouldn't do it. Nothing but trouble. Sarah is here. Hello, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, it's Sarai.
Sarai.
Okay.
Yep. One time I went to, it was the Warped Tour concert, and I was 14.
Mm-hmm.
And I got separated with my friends, and so they made this new guy. And they're like, hey, you should totally come meet Sarai. And I was like, okay, whatever. But so we went on this first date together to like a fair or something, and that went fine. It was totally great. I met his family. It was fine. But then afterwards, he was texting me, asking me out to the school dance that I didn't want to go to because I was 14.
Yeah.
And then he started showing up at my apartment when I wasn't home. Like,
Okay, this is
terrorizing my
creepy.
younger brother.
This is
This is
creepy.
getting
And
weird now.
he just wouldn't take no for an answer.
All right.
How did you get rid of him?
Well, so I said no to the dance, and I thought he was gone because we like called the cops on him.
Oh.
But one day he called my cell phone, and he was like, "Hey, I'm on my way to your house," like on a voicemail.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I hope you're ready for the dance. I'm gonna pick you up."
Oh,
and I was like, "Oh my
creepy.
gosh, no, do not come here!" And so I gave my phone to my sister-in-law, and she called him, and he answered, and she just totally
Good.
she cussed him out, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry."
And he didn't come back around. That's good. Yeah.
He
That's
never
good.
came back.
That's
he,
good.
he scared him away.
Yeah.
All right,
good.
Sarai, thank you.
See ya.
Okay. Well, there's your X poll.
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa.
Let's see. We've got a crash southbound I-15, 800 north in Orem, the right shoulder being affected there. Crash northbound I-215, 15th north in Salt Lake, off to the left. Crash southbound I-15, 5th east on-ramp, American Fork. Crash northbound I-15, 74th south in Salt Lake. And looks like that's about it. That's traffic. If you see something, you can text it to us, 33986.
All right.
We've got bonus round one coming up. Here are your candidates. Boner candidate number one. You know, your denial shows what a dumbass you really are. Boner candidate number two. It was a perfectly good prostate. And boner candidate number three. If you're a man having a rough time, blame women.
Oh, boy. All right. Round one of your boners coming up, along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo, HasterGames.com. Well, that's the website, but the address is 6831 South State, and they want you to know that address because they've done a lot of improvements. I mean, you know, Haster's been there for a very long time, and they've done a lot of improvements on the store. They've expanded it, and they want you to go and stay and play because a lot of these board games, you know, you're talking Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, those kind of games, they can be intimidating. I'm intimidated by them. But what they want you to do is go in, sit down. They will crack open one of the games, and they'll show you how to play it. And it'll take away that intimidation. Plus, you can check out their clearance sale for big savings on remaining 2018 inventory. Haster carries the best selection of all the latest board games and Magic products, and even better, they will buy your pre-owned board games and Magic products as well. They're at 6831 South State, open 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sunday. Like they say, it's a great place to stay and play. Stop by and see all the newness at Haster Games. Tell them that Radio from Hell sent you. And, you know, if you have some social anxieties but still want to learn how to play these games, you can go on their website, HasterGames.com, and they have tutorials on how to play some of these games. Remember, Haster has it.
Here at X96, we're not going to pretend that we're the smartest people in the room.
Hello, X96. Oh, hello, Bert. Bert, calm down, okay? Look, hang on a sec, okay? We'll talk to you on the speakerphone. Hang on just a second. Bill, it's Bert.
Oh, man. Bert, again? That's the third time this week.
Come on now, the guy's going through some real tough stuff right now. We may be the only friends he has left.
Well, why can't he call and cry to Dom?
Dom DeLuise has deserted him too. I mean, look, let's talk to him. I mean, he's really hurting.
Oh, all right. Put him on the speakerphone.
Okay.
Hi, Bert. It's Carrie and Bill.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Bet you're real excited about that Cop and a Half movie finally coming out, Bert.
Bill, Cop and a Half has been out for a year, and it was a stiff. Bert, I saw that movie. It was great. I bought my own copy. You were great. That kid sucked.
Yeah, sorry, Bert.
Thank you.
Well, hey, how's Lonnie doing?
Bill, Lonnie dumped him some time ago. Don't listen to him. She's a lying bitch, Bert. You're better off without her. And she looks like hell. Yeah, she looks like a mortician does her makeup.
Yeah, she looks awful, Bert. Not like you. You look great these days.
Yeah.
Saw you on Evening Shade the other night, Bert. Hey, you doing something different to your hair?
Jesus, hair fell out years ago. Nobody can tell, Bert. It looks great, very natural.
Oh, yeah, it's very nice. You must be paying big money for those rugs.
Oh, listen, Bert, I'm real sorry. I mean, you call us up so that we can cheer you up, and, well, I just don't think we're doing a very good job. No. Bert, is there another old friend that you can call?
I know, Bert. You ought to call Dinah. What's Dinah Shore doing?
Way to go, Einstein. Dinah Shore has been dead for months.
Oh. Well, how about we have him call Sally Field? Is she still alive?
You idiot.
Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, 7:21. Time now for round one of your boner voting. Presenting to you now 3 news stories. They are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You'll decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst of these 3, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. See if it wins here, it's got to defeat the winner of round 2. Oh, yeah, we do this again at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. We get another winner at like 8:40. And then we throw them both into the boner fight at 9:20. That's when you'll decide boner of the day. So you've got work to do. Pay attention. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote. And one of you lucky random boner voters will receive
a gift certificate to go see our good friends at Gracie's.
Here's boner candidate number 1. Your denial shows what a dumbass you really are. A Florida man, yes, has denied ownership of 3 syringes that were removed from his rectum during a strip search.
Those are mine.
Cops arrested Wesley Scott early Friday on an outstanding warrant charging him with drug possession. While being searched in the field, Mr. Scott denied having any illegal items concealed on or in his body. But when Mr. Scott arrived at the Pinellas County Jail and was subjected to a strip search, a cavity search, he removed 3 syringes from his rectum and gave them to a jailer. Mr. Scott claimed that he found the syringes there and that they were not his.
I don't know how they got there, and they're not mine.
Look what I found.
You guys should be aware of this.
Wearing another guy's pants. And...
This explanation did not stop officials from charging Mr. Scott with introducing contraband into a correctional facility. Boner candidate number 1. Your denial shows what a dumbass you really are. Here's boner candidate number 2. It was a perfectly good prostate. An Iowa man faced a terrible choice. Have his prostate removed or die of cancer.
Jeez.
He chose the surgery, of course,
yes.
Only to find out afterward that the life-threatening diagnosis was wrong. Court documents show that pathologist Joy Trueblood at the Iowa clinic admitted to misdiagnosing Ricky Lee Hewitt of Panora, leading him to believe that he had only 5 years to live without the surgery. Quote, I am responsible. It was a horrible situation. Trueblood testified in court documents that reveal her admission of messing up Mr. Hewitt's prostate biopsy. According to court records, Ms. Trueblood said that there were 2 patients that day that had prostate biopsies, and a scanner glitch got Hewitt's and another patient's mixed up.
So then is the other patient suing because they didn't have their prostate removed?
Because of that glitch in 2017, doctors told Mr. Hewitt that if he didn't get the surgery to remove his prostate, he'd have only about 5 years to live. But if he had the surgery, he could face incontinence and erectile dysfunction, but he would live, thinking it would save his life. He got the prostate removed. However, after the removed prostate was sent to the Mayo Clinic for further testing, which they always do, they found no cancer. The Iowa clinic declined to go on camera, but in a statement they said, once alerted about the situation, we immediately apologized to the patient and implemented changes to make certain that such mistakes would never happen again. The statement goes on to say the Iowa clinic recognizes the enormous trust patients and family places in our physicians and staff. We understand the trust is earned every day. And so what about the other patient?
Yeah.
Who thought that he was living cancer-free? Well, the Iowa clinic said it did notify the patient, and he had his
prostate removed.
Boner candidate number 2. It was a perfectly good prostate.
Always get a second opinion.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. If you're a man having a rough time, you know who's to blame.
Who?
Women.
Well.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 1. Coming up after this big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by.
Since 2010, Utah has added 4 new households for every 3 new housing units. There are more households than available housing units, and prices are skyrocketing. Visit UtahHousingGap.com to join the conversation and be part of the solution.
All right.
I don't know. Well, I do know that it is not possible for me or for most of us or maybe for anyone who could really bend it like Beckham. You know, David Beckham was a remarkable athlete.
Mm-hmm.
And when they say, could you bend it like Beckham, he had this ability to kick a soccer ball and somehow make it curve around the goalie.
Yeah.
Bend it. Yeah. Make the ball bend. That's what it means. Bend it. But if you can't bend it like Beckham, maybe you can wear it like Beckham.
Wear what?
Eyeshadow. David Beckham graces the cover of Love magazine sporting a slick of bright teal eyeshadow, proving that he looks damn good
he looks good no matter what.
Pulling off dramatic makeup just as well as his signature neck tattoos and spiked hair. If you go to x96.com/live, there's David Beckham on the cover of Love magazine, and he's wearing eyeshadow.
Yeah,
and he looks just fine.
Sure.
Carrie, I think you could pull that off.
Not anymore.
No, you could.
No,
I'm looking at your eyes right now
not anymore.
with some. I wouldn't make it teal, but if you wore some like gray ash kind of eyeshadow.
Oh yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I
not
can see
anymore.
I can.
I used to be able to pull that off, but not anymore.
I think you could. Former Republican Representative Mia Love got a new job.
I thought she wanted to spend more time with her family.
She's taking a job as a political commentator with CNN.
Funny, Jason Chaffetz said the same thing when he quit his job. He
I
was
mean,
gonna
she
do
didn't
some more
quit.
time.
She didn't get reelected.
Well, yeah,
but
she
still.
she did say she wanted.
She is keeping her options open, though, considering maybe she even will run for another office. If I decide I want to run for something different, then it leaves me open to leave that and go and do something else. My voice is still out there. I have taken nothing off the table, she says. Love signed a 2-year deal with the cable news network to appear when invited or when she wants to comment on an issue. She said she could largely work from home in Saratoga Springs or Salt Lake City via satellite. She doesn't have to travel much if she doesn't want to.
Well, that's good.
Right now, I'm going to make sure that I give them exactly what I told them I would give them, and that is me completely unleashed and untethered. Ooh!
I'm here to parrot the president's talking points and the Republicans' talking points as well. That's why they pay me. I'm here to be that person.
Love made her debut Monday on CNN's New Day program, along with another new commentator, former Democratic Illinois Representative Luis Gutierrez, who did not seek re-election last year after 26 years in Congress. The pair opined about the partial government shutdown. 2 former Utah Republican lawmakers now work for major news networks. Jason Chaffetz, of course, was with Fox. Love said she talked to Fox News, but decided that she would go to CNN. She said that she felt that if she were on Fox, it would be preaching to the choir. She felt that if she went to CNN, she would be...
She's right about that.
Yeah, she is right about that. They said... They told me I can take the position I want to, and that's my understanding, and that's what I'm going to do.
And the position I will be taking is whatever is given to me just before the interview.
I don't. I just don't see her doing well at that.
No.
But we'll see. I don't think she just doesn't seem to have.
She doesn't have a lot of charisma.
Forceful enough personality to do
Yeah.
it. The Orem Police Department has released the identity of the suspect accused of shooting and killing Provo Police Master Officer Joseph Schinner Saturday night in Orem. The suspect is 40-year-old Matt Frank Hoover. Police say that Mr. Hoover was known to reside in the Fillmore area but had been staying at various locations in Utah and Salt Lake counties. Mr. Hoover had been homeless. He was in possession of meth at the time of his interaction with the fatal interaction with Officer Schinner. Hoover has a history of related drug charges. Outstanding felony warrant at the time of the confrontation. Gina, story for you.
Yep.
It has been confirmed. Health officials say a cat in northern Wyoming
Yes.
is infected with
Yeah.
the plague.
See why I don't eat food from people's houses that have cats?
That's where
Could
you
get
went?
the plague.
How about the fact that cats are very mobile and they'll go right to your home?
The Gillette News reports the cat from the KC area in Johnson County is the third plague infected feline identified in northern Wyoming. No human cases have been reported yet. Plague is a serious bacterial infection that can kill pets and people if it is not treated with antibiotics. The disease can be transmitted to humans from sick animals by fleas coming from the infected animals.
How do I know my cat is infected? Speaking in tongues.
That cat has the plague. Sean Hannity tried to slam the radical platform of Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez on Monday night.
Why they are so scared of her.
They are obsessed with her.
But they're looking for somebody to replace Nancy Pelosi as
the bad guy?
a scary person. But if the Fox News host was hoping to put her on the defensive, it didn't work.
Nope.
The newly minted lawmaker that is Ocasio-Cortez, isn't backing down from her agenda, even as Hannity misconstrued her agenda. Instead, she offered a couple of corrections. On Sunday night, Ocasio-Cortez defended the term radical. Quote, "I think it only has ever been radicals that have changed this country," she said. And she said, Abraham Lincoln made the radical decision to sign the Emancipation Proclamation. Franklin Roosevelt made the radical decision to embark on establishing programs like Social Security. Anderson Cooper said, "Do you consider yourself a radical?" Yeah, you know, if that's what radical means, call me a radical. I'm fine with that.
Just a quick message to all these old guys who think they can out-trash talk her. She's a bartender from Brooklyn. No one is going to you're not going to out-trash talk her.
Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam has granted clemency to a woman serving a life sentence for murder who says that she was the victim of sex trafficking. Haslam said Monday that he would show mercy to 30-year-old Cyntoia Brown by releasing her in August. She will remain on parole for 10 years. Ms. Brown said in a statement that she will do anything to justify Haslam's faith in her, thanked her family for their support. Kim Kardashian West, Rihanna, and other celebrities rallied for her as she fought her life sentence for the 2004 murder of a man who had picked her up for sex. She was 16 at the time. Her lawyers say she was a sex trafficking victim and feared for her life. Prosecutors said Brown shot 43-year-old Johnny Allen so she could rob him. She took his pants containing his wallet and some guns. Ms. Brown said Allen was trafficking her for sex. It doesn't say here how long she's been in.
Well, she was 16 when it happened.
It was 2000. Oh, she's 30 now.
So she's been in for a while.
Mm-hmm.
She's been in jail for a while. All the major networks are going to air Trump's address on the border wall. He's asked for airtime. ABC, CBS, Fox, NBC confirmed that they will carry the president's speech. It'll be 7 o'clock our time tonight. Not expected to be long, 10, 12 minutes long.
I don't know.
Makes a plea. I'm going to be there. I will be there. I will watch this. Expect 12 minutes of hilarity because it will just be, he won't follow the script. He won't follow any script.
And you say hilarity, but there will be people that watch that and go, yep. That's my guy.
Well, I certainly hope then that the networks fact check him.
Well, the Pelosi and Schumer have say the Democrats should be given equal time.
Yeah.
And so I heard somebody say today, this should be the last time.
Last time what?
Well,
so somebody said he's just going to get out there and lie.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, all right, let's, as Kerry said, fact check it.
As it's
and
going.
Seriously fact check it, and then report back to the people, to the American people, and say, look, this is what he said. This is what's true and what's not true, and I guarantee you that most of it won't be true. And say we just can't allow this anymore.
But see, again, the standard for him is completely different from every other president because Obama wanted to do the same thing and talk about immigration. He wanted to talk about DACA. And the networks didn't carry him in 2016 because they felt it was too partisan.
Yeah.
Okay, what the hell is this then?
Well,
it's too partisan. You shouldn't be carrying it. And if you're going to carry it, fact check it as he goes.
It's because this is a dumpster fire, and that's always
exciting.
Ratings, yeah. It's always more exciting than a boring speech from a Harvard law professor that Obama was, Trump has made over 7,000 phony or misleading claims, according to a report that's been released. Just recently, he said, just yesterday or the day before, all former presidents have all said they wish they had built the wall. They've told me so. They have told me they wish they built the wall.
Nope.
News organizations, they've questioned all four former presidents, living former presidents. Have you spoken to Trump about the wall? No. Did you tell him that you wish that you had built the wall? No. Not one of them.
So somebody asked Mike Pence that this morning. Said, so all of the presidents have said they never said this to him. And he said, He said, well, I feel like the president and I have seen clips of them talking about border walls that they wish they...
I feel as though...
And Trump said specifically, I have talked to former presidents.
Yeah.
And Pence going on saying, well, we've seen video of presidents. No, that's not what he said. He said they talked to
Maybe he's talking to the ghost of Andrew Jackson.
The Washington Post now says 7,645 false or misleading statements have been issued by President Trump since he took office.
But here we are disrespecting the office of president.
The story was easy. The story of the four former presidents was easily debunked when representatives from each living president said, "No, he's never spoken to us about it ever." No.
But it doesn't matter. He says whatever he wants, and out there it goes. And
But boy, if he were Obama or a woman, it would be a completely different situation for the media. They would be completely different in coverage.
Please don't say or a woman. We're never going to go there again, I hope. That whole Hillary Clinton fiasco. Let's see. Is that it?
That's it. Weather, traffic.
Let's see. It should be temperature-wise a lot like yesterday. Highs around 41, partly cloudy. A little bit of fog this morning, but that will dissipate. Crash northbound Bangor Highway 31st South in West Valley City. 2 left lanes are closed, eastbound and westbound lanes. Crash eastbound I-215 to go to I-15, the collector ramp, at I-15 southbound. Right shoulder affected there. Southbound I-15 Provo Center on-ramp. Northbound I-15 78 south in Midvale, the 2 right lanes are blocked. That's causing some pretty major slowage trying to head into downtown. Crash northbound I-15 80th south off-ramp in Spanish Fork. That's traffic.
Here's a boner candidate number 3. If you're a man and you're having a rough time, blame women. This has been in the news for a while, and it was brought back to my attention by Red Lobster. Fox News host Tucker Carlson believes that women who are financially successful are contributing to the decline of men across the country, according to a segment on his program. I think this was right before Christmas that he said this.
Yep.
On Wednesday evening, I don't know when this story was dated, Carlson described questionable trends using supposed studies that he did not cite or name, saying that higher-earning women are emasculating men across the country. As, quote, manufacturing and other male-dominated industries went on the decline, Carlson asserted, schools, hospitals, and other traditionally female-dominant roles went on the rise. In many areas, women suddenly made more than men, Carlson said. He also claimed that alcohol and drug abuse were higher in areas where women were outperforming men, adding that there were higher incarceration rates in these places too, without providing any specifics to support his point. As a result, Carlson went on to say, women earning more created social problems for the next generation. Over big populations, this causes a drop in marriage, a spike in out-of-wedlock births, and all the familiar disasters that inevitably follow. There is data that supports the idea that women who earn more than their husbands are more likely to divorce their partners than those who do not have that kind of earning power.
Because they can take care of themselves.
But researchers have ideas on why that is. Women and their paychecks shouldn't necessarily be faulted for it. Maybe a high-earning woman is more likely to divorce simply because she can, as Gina say, can have some financial independence. And she can say, finally, I can get out of this marriage that I'm not happy in. But as for emasculating men, research has shown that women actually take on more traditional household chores if they earn more income, which is kind of weird. The idea that women don't want men to feel burdened by their new incomes, and so they take on more responsibilities around the house.
See, I'm still your wife.
I'm still your wife. Look, I'm still working around the house. He's just crazy.
And isn't his wife a heiress or something?
To the Swanson.
Is that right?
To the Swanson frozen foods fortune. I looked up some stuff about Tucker Carlson this morning. His full name is Tucker Swanson McNear Carlson. Oh, his father, when he was 10, married into the Swanson family.
But doesn't I think his wife has money, though.
She also might have money.
Tucker has, in the past year and a half, just gone full-on racist and misogynist.
Yeah.
He's just not holding it back at all. He's just presenting it to you.
Boner candidate number 3. If you're a man having a rough time, you blame these ball-busting women in the workforce who are making more money than you.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Your denial shows what a dumbass you really are. A man who was under arrest in Florida denies the ownership of some syringes that were found in his rectum.
Whose are those?
Aren't mine.
Boner candidate number 2. It was a perfectly good prostate. A man misdiagnosed with cancer had his perfectly good prostate removed. He is filing a lawsuit. And boner candidate number 3, you just heard it. If you're a man having a rough time, blame women.
All right, here we go. This is round 1 of your boners. You've got to decide which of these 3 candidates is the worst and therefore most qualified to go forward to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. Yeah, see, if it wins here, it's just the winner of round 1. It's not Boner of the Day yet. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. Yes, we do this again with 3 more candidates at 8:20. And then we take the winner of each round and throw them into Boner Fight at 9:20, and that's when you'll decide Boner of the Day. So, start working. Here we go. 1, 2, or 3. Remember the candidate number, the one you think should win? Put that number in the message of a text. That's all we need is that single digit in that message. 1, 2, or 3. Texted to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting January 8, 2019 and vote there. You've got less than 300 seconds. This is round 1. Let's go.
Start your workday at 10 a.m. with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding on X96.
Deli. Spell it with me now. D-E-L-I. And now we'll use it in some dialogue with LeVar and his friend Elder LeGrand R. Dunn Jr. It's Sunday, and LeVar has come over to his friend LeGrand's home to see why Elder Dunn is not in church. Again, the word is deli. Let's listen.
Come in.
Oh, there you are, LeGrand. Home all alone in front of the TV on Sunday. I know, I can see the church parking lot from my trailer home, and when I saw your minivan pull up for the meeting, and your wife Midge and all the little Dunn kids pile out without their daddy, I figured something was up. Something is up, isn't it, LeGrand? It ain't like you to miss church. How come you ain't there?
Oh, I ain't feeling well, LeVar. I spent the night horking up my guts. I had stuff running out of both ends, LeVar. I ain't been up to snuff for the past few months, as a matter of fact. I don't know what is in me, but it ain't fun.
So that's why you ain't in church, huh? Of course, the fact that your favorite team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is playing them red-hot Arizona Cardinals today don't have nothing to do with it, does it?
No, it don't. I really am sick. I'm just starting to feel a little bit better right now. My stomach is almost settled.
Oh, looky there. Buddy Ryan is yelling at one of his players. Oh, yuck. Here. Aim for the bucket. Oh, you are a mess, LeGrand. A real mess.
I need for you to do me a favor, LeVar.
What?
I need you to go to the Circle K and get me some 7-Up. And if you would you just make me up some nice warm milk toast? I need to eat, but it has to be something mild, like milk toast.
Who do you think I am, your wife? Hey, why ain't she here?
Well, she had the lesson in Relief Society today. Oh, I'm sick.
Look, you got to start taking your vitamins, LeGrand. You need to take your vitamin C. You need to take your sulfur pills. You need your cat fur oil. You need your seaweed and plenty of that crab shell calcium and ragweed. You need to take all that stuff on a daily basis.
Every day?
Every day.
I need to take that stuff daily?
Yep, a good handful of vitamins on a daily basis.
I know you don't hardly ever get sick, LeVar. You take all them things daily?
Well, that stuff don't work on me like it works on most people. I just try to drink a pint of cheap rum every day. Yep, pint of rot gut hooch deli does the trick for me.
Bill Allred and Gina Barberi on X96.
All right, 7:50 right now. Time to award round one of your boners.
Which is brought to you in part by Frito Pie.
And Tuesdays, look forward to Tuesdays because Gracie's Tuesday Night Bluegrass Jam with Pixie and the Party Grass Boys every Tuesday, 7 p.m., like Gracie's on Facebook for updates.
That wasn't right. What do you call it when you take a bag of Fritos and you cut it open and put chili in it? Is that a Frito pie? No, that's
just chili on top of Fritos?
Yeah.
That's what I always called
Is that
Frito
Frito
pie.
pie? Yeah, I guess.
But that could be wrong.
I thought Frito pie was like actually...
You actually made
like
a
the
dish.
Fritos or the crust
Yeah,
and the...
because Sue made one that she called Frito pie, and it was more complicated than just dumping
My kid made
chili.
it. Anyway.
It was delicious.
Texas chili.
I'm sure it was fine.
So we had boner candidate number one. Your denial shows what a dumbass you really are. The guy who had syringes, he was arrested. They strip searched him. There were syringes in his rectum, and he said, "I don't know."
I don't work.
Those aren't mine.
I deny this. Boner candidate number two. It was a perfectly good prostate, but he had it removed because the diagnosis was in error, and yeah. And boner candidate number three. If you're a man having a rough time, you know who you blame? Women. That's what Tucker Carlson says on his show. These women who are going out there and making all this money, they're making men feel inferior. They're making men alcoholics. All of that kind of thing. Let's see. Rhett won a Gracie's gift card. And the winner, let me give you his full name.
Okay.
the winner of Boner Round 1, Tucker Swanson McNear Carlson.
All right.
There you go.
That's your winner of Round 1's Boner voting, now qualified to be Boner of the day. But it has to defeat the winner from Round 2. Yes, we'll have 3 more of these candidates at 8:20. You'll decide which one of those is the worst. We'll take both those winners and put them into Boner Fight at 9:20, and that's when you'll decide Boner of the day. All right, we got our Deadpool coming up just after 8 o'clock. We'll announce our Deadpool list for the year.
So I forgot to tell you guys about this when I went to Lava, which is kind of like stepping back in time.
Up to Lava.
Went up to Lava in Idaho, but on the way back, it was snowing and we were getting hungry, and we got to stop for someplace for lunch. And there's not a lot between Lava. I think there's some fast food places in Malad. There are a few places, but I said, oh, I know what we'll do. Let's go to Brigham City and go to Peach City. And it's an old time
Fast
hamburger
food.
place that I don't remember the last time I'd been there. I remember probably the first time I ever went there was probably in 1960.
Oh, it's been there that long?
Well, it's been there since 1932, Jim.
Really?
Yes. And my wife said, oh, yeah, okay, let's stop in Brigham City, Peach City. They make their own ice cream there, and it was like stepping back in time. Now, when I've been there since 1965, once maybe, but it is just the same. They still have car hop service, and they don't have little speakers or anything. Oh, if you go to x96.com/live, there's a little montage of photos of what Peach City looks like.
Boy, that grill really must be seasoned.
Oh man, is it ever?
Deliciously.
So you and it was snowing a little bit. We pulled in, and a guy comes running out immediately to take our orders. I said, no, we're gonna come inside. We don't like eating in the car much. So
eating in the car, kids.
So he goes, okay, yeah, come on inside. And it was fairly busy. It was noon on a I don't know, Saturday or something, and it was fairly busy inside. And but there was room. Now they have the counter with really low those swivel stools, you know, and then they have about 5 or 6 booths, and each booth has those old time
jukeboxes,
little jukeboxes where you press the buttons and most of the selections on the jukebox were old songs.
Well, they should be.
Elvis and the Everly Brothers and all of that stuff. And it really was like you were in the 50s or the 60s.
Or the 30s.
Well, it's more like a 50s and 60s themed place. It just and
so
it
what'd
hasn't.
You get? A burger?
Well, so you can get. Here's some of the things that you can get. You can get the classic Big Joe burger, and all their burgers are slightly larger than what you would think a regular hamburger looks like. You can get the Big Joe burger, the Joe cheeseburger. They do have things like if you want a turkey burger or a bacon blue burger. They have a pastrami burger. They have iron port. If you want to have an iron port.
I've never had an iron port.
So I had an iron port, and I hadn't had one for years. So an iron port, and I thought, what is an iron port really? It's very local to the Mountain West. You can only get it in like Utah and Wyoming, little parts of California. And as a matter of fact, if you just Google iron port, you will get a website that will show you every place you can find an iron port.
What about sarsaparilla? They got that?
Iron port is
Don't
thought
change
to
the
have
subject.
Iron port is thought to have been named after Porter Rockwell.
Oh.
Brigham Young's assassin. It is, and it tastes kind of like Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Is basically what it is. Just one other quick thing. They make their own ice cream, and you can get sundaes and shakes, and they have one shake called the Walt Man Special. It's a banana split. It's $8.99. 6 scoops of our famous homemade ice cream, topped with ice cream or with all of our toppings, whipped cream, nuts, and a cherry on top. 6 scoops.
Who's eating that?
Well, my son said, "Hey, Dad, you want to get a Waltman special and share it with me?" No, no, I don't. But yeah, it was great though. Peach City and Brigham City. If you're ever up that way, go there. It's really good.
Send him a bill.
I was going to say, Richie, you need to bill him for this.
Crash southbound I-15 milepost 266 in Provo. Crash northbound I-15 98 south in Sandy. Right shoulder affected there. Crash northbound Bangor Highway 31st south. 2 left lanes are closed. Eastbound and westbound left lanes are closed. We've got a crash southbound I-15 Provo Center on-ramp. And a crash northbound I-15 78 south in Midvale. We'll check our message stream quickly, see if friends of the program have sent us any traffic. I don't see any there, but if you see something and want to share it, text it to us, 33986.
All right, our Celebrity Deadpool coming up after these. So stick around for that. Hoops Vision Correction, HOOPES Vision.com.
Listen, I was able to read that menu at Peach City without my glasses or contact lenses because I got my vision corrected at Hoops Vision. They're talking about, start the new year with, do a resolution to really get your eyes taken care of this year at Hoops Vision.
That may have been your New Year's resolution. Now is a great time to go in.
I heard somebody ask you the other day, are they really as good as...
Yeah, I get that all the time. Are they as good as you say they are? They're actually better because I'm not able to communicate as good as I should how great these guys are.
They really are world-class people at Hoops Vision. They are, when new procedures come out, they are the first in the valley to be allowed by the FDA to try out these new procedures, and then everybody else comes along. So call 877-30-LASIK or visit online at hoopsvision.com. Schedule your free VIP consultation today. Ask about their 24 months zero interest and their See Clearly guarantee. And just take our word for it. They are the best. 877-30-LASIK or hoopsvision.com.
X96 is a proud partner of Sundance Institute. Don't miss the 2019 Sundance Film Festival. Utah's most trusted newsman on X96, Radio from Hell.
All right. Let's see. It's 8:05. We got round 2 of your boners coming up. Big boy news, a pinuendo, all on the way. But it is time. It is the beginning of the new year, which means it's time for our Celebrity Deadpool.
This is a horrible game that we play.
Which
I won last year.
Which you won handily last year.
I got 0.
I got 5 points.
You only
won
had
the year-
Stan Lee.
I won the year before, though.
Nobody on my list died.
And Stan Lee is a good example of the fact that this is not a wish list.
No,
Carrie
because-
did not wish Stan Lee dead.
I did not. I saw the fact that his wife died, and I just knew that being, that old, it just happens.
I'm looking at my list, and I'm to see if anybody on here do I wish.
Do you wish?
No.
I mean, you shouldn't say that.
I don't wish any of them.
No.
This is this year I have no wishes. As a matter of fact, there's some of them on here I hope I'm very wrong about. All right, so who wants to start? How we play how the game is played, just so you know, it's the Celebrity Deadpool. We each make a list of 10 celebrities that we predict will die in the year 2019. Depending on the age that they die, that is how the point system works. Because Stan Lee was 95, you narrow that up to 100, that means 5 points. So that's why you don't want to pick Kirk Douglas, because he's 102. That means you're going to lose 2 points.
There's no point in that.
Yeah, there's no point in making that prediction. So it's all depends on the age 100. So that means if you go young, it's a long shot, but you could easily win the game with one score. All right, Gina, you start. Your 10 celebrities that you predict will die in the year 2019.
Number 1 on my list, Kevin Spacey.
Really?
Now I have him on deck, so I guess I have to take him off.
I submitted my list first.
I submitted mine this morning at like 5:45. We submit them to Frank Christ, who is...
He's our angel of death.
I haven't sent mine in to him yet. I'll do it when I get off the air.
He is our the watcher of our precious celebrities.
I put Kevin Spacey on my list last week. And then he had his court date and he was pulled over for speeding. I think Kevin is going through a bad time and he's making bad choices, and
I don't know. I just don't see it happening. But all right, hey, it's your list.
Now this next one is not a wish.
Okay.
But Kevin Spacey is?
No, none of these are wishes.
Okay.
But not a wish. But I wouldn't be so sad if he was gone. Alex Jones. My theory here is he always looks like he's about ready to explode. Like when he starts shaking and his face gets bright red, I think he's a heart attack or an aneurysm waiting to happen.
Plus all of those supplements that he takes.
Yeah.
His heart will explode. And he's divorced.
Yeah.
So he's in some financial trouble there. He's in some legal trouble as well.
That's all very stressful.
All right.
I haven't had her on my list in years, but I think it's time to give her another go.
Okay.
Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay. That's your long shot.
Although you were telling me this morning that she seems to be doing fine.
She was just on Jimmy Fallon talking about her new MTV show, and she seems fine. So
I have Olivia Newton-John.
But again, she made a statement just recently and said, I'm fine, I'm just fine.
Not dead yet.
And I love her, so I don't wish her dead. Meatloaf.
I can see that, maybe.
He's been extra sweaty lately. Suge Knight.
Suge Knight.
Think he's going to die in prison?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Jose Canseco.
Think he's going to die in prison?
Maybe.
All right.
Rupert Murdoch.
Rupert Murdoch, that's a good choice.
He's pretty old.
Yeah, but he's up there. But, little points. You can play that kind of game.
Yeah. I don't wish him dead, but Richard Simmons. And finally, again, I don't wish him dead, but I think it's almost time for Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Oh, wait, he's on my list. I got to find somebody else.
Oh, you'll have to pick someone else. I've got a whole bunch of leftovers if you need some. Okay, here's my list. Starting with Heather Locklear.
That's a good choice.
Because she's had some problems this past year. Billy Connolly, who I don't want to go because he's a very funny man, but he has even said to his fans, I'm circling the drain, not looking good. David Prowse, the man who wore the Darth Vader costume for the first 3 Star Wars movies, has not been doing well health-wise.
You've had him before.
He's been on my list for 3 years now, but he's not walking, he's not attending conventions, and now he's stopped signing autographs altogether. So that's David Prowse. Sean Connery, still on my list, that old wife-beater Sean Connery. C.W. McCall.
Tell people who that is.
You
They
kids
don't know
who C.W. McCall is. He's a country western singer from the 70s whose hit song Convoy you all know, but you didn't know that it was C.W. McCall. I am sad to place Terry Jones from Monty Python on my list. Again, I don't want that to happen, but there you go. Another country singer from the 70s, Mickey Gilley. If you saw Urban Cowboy, you know who Mickey Gilley is, I think. Another country music legend. Dad's dead. Yeah. I can target all the country music legends that I want without any repercussion. And his favorite, Loretta Lynn.
That's a good choice.
Is on my list. And then on my music list, I don't want it to happen, but Little Richard. I think Little Richard. And finally, comedian Artie Lang.
Oh, that one's just sad.
It is. But not as sad or mean as Pete Davidson, which I crossed out and put Artie Lang in his place. All right, Bill, go ahead.
I've been forced to go with a last-minute change here. Let's see.
Audible. Bill's calling a Deadpool audible.
Calling an audible. So, come on. Oh, there, okay. There we go. All right. Here's the replacement for Tim Curry, who had been on my list before.
Yes.
At the age of, how old is he? 70-something. Gary Glitter.
Oh, yeah. Isn't he in prison?
He should be in prison.
An English former glam rock singer and songwriter. Glitter sold 20 million records, but he's been arrested for child...
Yeah, he's an icky
stuff. Mm-hmm. He's not been in good health. So, Gary Glitter.
All right.
The Queen of England.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's 92.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get some points for that.
Rip Torn.
Oh, not Rip Torn. That
I'd hate to see him go.
Bill Red.
I'd hate to see him go.
We love Rip Torn.
Here's one that I really hate to see him go, but Tom Jones.
Oh, he's
You
fine.
think?
No, he's fine.
He's been having some problems. He's canceled some tours. He's 78.
Okay.
I think his wife died. He's not been feeling well. Tom Jones.
Okay.
Terry Garr.
But isn't she gone?
She's 74.
Oh, I thought she was gone.
She's had trouble.
She's had a lot of health problems. Regis
Philbin. Going with Regis.
He's 86.
Philbin. Good choice.
He's 86.
Not a bad choice.
He wanders around Manhattan.
I'm out of control.
He doesn't know where he is. Jerry Lee Lewis.
Good.
He's still alive?
He's 82.
He's due. All that living, he's due.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here are big points.
Okay.
Val Kilmer.
Going with Val.
He's 56.
I've had Val before.
And country music legend, David Allan Coe.
Oh.
He's 78. His health is not good.
He again, living.
I feel like I should have had a country music person on
Take
my
this
list.
life and shove it, David Allan Coe. I think that's 10.
Is that 10?
I think.
All right. Send it in to Frank Christ so that he can confirm and keep track of the score.
There you go.
Convoy of hearses.
You know, Bill Cosby would have been a good choice.
Cosby would be a good choice.
That's too late.
Well, you haven't submitted yours. You can change it.
Gary Glitter or Bill Cosby?
Bill Cosby. Put Bill Cosby on there.
I don't know. I think Glitter is more of a chance than Cosby.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Friend of the program says, please slow down. I-15 Provo area. Really icy. A truck just spun out across all lanes of the freeway. I'm seeing slide-offs and accidents off to the side. So that's in Provo. We've got a crash northbound SR36. This is Erdaway and 41st North in Tooele. Crash 104 South, 25th West. Medical issue eastbound I-215 at the State Street off-ramp in Murray. Crash northbound State Street at I-80 in Salt Lake. Crash southbound I-15 1600 north on-ramp. Crash southbound I-15 200 south on-ramp in Provo. Maybe that's that truck you were talking about. So yeah, things are icy and troublesome in spots, so be aware of that. Protect your identity and earn high interest with Power Protected checking account from Security Service Federal Credit Union. For details, visit ssfcu.org/powerprotected. Membership eligibility required. Interest refers to dividends. Some restrictions apply.
There are rumors that Gary Glitter has been admitted to hospital with acute diarrhea.
Wow.
Really? Did you just make that up?
Yes.
I was going to say, hurry and submit that list.
We've got boners round 2 coming up. Here are your candidates. Boner candidate number 1 in round 2. Sir, you picked the wrong place to be a kidnapper. Boner candidate number 2. No good deed goes unpunished. And boner candidate number 3. Teacher Heather is a party pooper.
All right, round 2, your boners, big boy news, all coming up after these. Gina.
Volkswagen Southtown.
Yes.
That's where Festus and I picked up this Jetta that we've been sharing. And one of the features of it that I really like, especially when we're dealing with bad air, so you come to a stoplight and the engine shuts off and the electricity comes on.
Yeah.
So, and you don't even have to think about it. It just, it's sort of so that idling problem we talk about, it's taken care of for you. Make you feel a little bit better about the air driving the Jetta.
First time I encountered that, it was kind of strange.
Like, what happened? Something wrong? No.
But then you go, oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Lots of different features of the Jetta that we're both enjoying, and Volkswagen Southtown is the place to go and test drive them. Smooth ride, sleek lines, they handle great gas mileage. Go see our friends at Volkswagen Southtown. They're just off I-15, just the 106 South exit. Just go west of the freeway. They're right there, Volkswagen Southtown.
Oh, gross. It is gunky out there. So you 602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, remember that info. You're going to need it to vote for round 2 of your boners right now. 3 news stories. They are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. See, if it wins here, it's just the winner of round 2. To be boner of the day, it'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We're going to take each winner, the winner of each round, and put them into boner fight at 9:20. That's when you'll decide boner of the day. So pick your champion for round 2 now. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
tickets to the International Auto Expo.
Thank you.
Boner candidate number 1 is, sir, you picked the wrong place to be a kidnapper. Man tried to kidnap a woman by forcing her into his car in North Charlotte. Well, she broke free and ran into a nearby business pleading for help. The incident happened at 9 a.m. on Thursday outside of the Bushkin Karate Charlotte Dojo. So she breaks free and she runs into the karate studio yelling for help.
Bow to your sensei.
And the man who's trying to kidnap her runs in after her. A big male entered the building, said the man who runs the dojo. Not knowing what he wanted, I assumed he was inquiring about classes. I asked how I could assist him, and he said that he was there to get that lady. She insisted that she did not know him and had tried to kidnap her. Mr. Ephraim said he asked the man to leave, but he stated, "I'm not going anywhere." And then he started to force himself further into the dojo.
Well, that's just...
At which point, and then he started swinging his arms, and at which point the karate instructor said, I went into action defending myself, and I got him out of the dojo.
Yes.
And once he attempted to come back in again and get the woman, he was, how shall I say, dealt with accordingly.
Sweep the leg.
This
is Cobra Kai.
And in the meantime, someone inside the dojo is calling the police, and when the police came, suffice it to say, the would-be kidnapper had to be removed from the premises on a stretcher. Sir, you picked the wrong place to be a kidnapper.
Yes.
Boner candidate number 1. Here's boner candidate number 2. No good deed seems to go unpunished. A Greeley, Colorado Good Samaritan stopped to help a woman stranded on the side of the road, but ended up getting robbed. During the heist, his puppy was stolen. He was so cute.
Oh, there he is. X96.com/live.
He was so cute, Neil Hefty said of his 10-week-old Siberian Husky German Shepherd mix. Neil Hefty couldn't wait to surprise his wife with the puppy.
This is a horrible story.
Right away, I named him Patch because, well, he has a big gray patch right there on his left cheek. The veteran was just a few blocks from home when he saw a woman waving her arms frantically at the corner of Centennial Park.
So this is a good guy just trying to help.
She told me that she was having car problems and she had a little baby in the car, so I thought, well, I'll pull over and see what I can do. Seconds later, the unimaginable happened. 2, well, he has to say, Hispanic guys come out of behind the skate park, and one of them had a .38, Mr. Hefty said. Mr. Hefty said the man demanded cash, which he didn't have, so instead they rifled through his SUV. One of them starts grabbing some of my groceries. This was a scheme to rip me off. Mr. Hefty said the criminals made off with more than $100 in groceries and his little puppy.
And this is the kind of thing, if people hear it, it might stop them from
Well,
stopping to help somebody.
That's going to be my advice. Do not stop to help people. So apparently, I guess what they're trying to say here, this story is not very well written. The woman was just a bait. Was just bait. That it was all a scheme to get him to try and help her, and then they were going to rob him no matter what.
Excuse me,
So-
I'm sorry. This was my dog. His name was Tippy.
So just remember the title of this one, Boner Candidate number 2, No Good Deed Goes Unpunished. Coming up in a moment, Boner Candidate number 3, Teacher Heather is a party pooper.
All right, Boner Candidate number 3 for round 2. Coming up after this, Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by...
Come and make your mark in fondue history by trying the new cast iron grill cooking style, available today at the Melting Pot, locally owned and operated. Reservations at meltingpot.com/Salt Lake.
I guess you've been doing traffic and saying it's very slick out there, Gina. My wife is out and about, and even city streets, I guess, are very slick.
Well,
she said over by Salt Lake Community College, several near accidents, people sliding around.
Yeah, people, I've got a bunch of texts. Dead stop traffic, I-215 before the 201. Extreme heavy delays, 201 to I-80. Emergency vehicles responding. I know in Provo it's bad. It's because we had all that water.
Yeah.
And then it's cold
Now
enough
the temperatures
to freeze.
dropped.
Kevin Hart is sorry. He's sorry. He is so sorry. He offered a new apology yesterday, this time in the third person for past anti-gay statements, but kept quiet on whether or not he will host the 2019 Oscars. I would advise Mr. Hart to not host the 2019 Oscars.
I predict he won't. I predict this is...
Yeah, he shouldn't. Once again, Kevin Hart apologizes for his remarks that hurt members of the LGBTQ community. I apologize, Hart said, speaking in the third person on his radio show Monday. Oh, he has a radio show. How nice. Hart stepped down from hosting the Oscars in early December after homophobic tweets that he had sent years ago resurfaced online. He initially didn't apologize for the statements, arguing, I apologized at the time and quit hosting the Oscars as criticism against him grew. On Monday, he changed his tone. First he was just angry about it. Now he's changed his tone. We thought it was okay to talk like that because that's how we talk to one another. This is wrong now because now we're in a space where I'm proud or where I'm around people of the LGBTQ community and I'm aware of how these words make them feel. And that's why I say that ass hurt because of what I've been through in one of the controversies. Well, I won't go back over the tweets. Yeah. But the Oscars has said, well, if he wants to host, the offer is still open. I would say to him, don't take it. You got everything to lose by doing it. New hate crime bill here in Utah will be introduced in the upcoming session. There have been many attempts to pass one, and it's always failed. As the legislature prepares to consider the fourth hate crime bill proposal in recent years, some lawmakers, like Republican Senator Todd Weiler, are admitting that it is the inclusion of the LGBTQ community that's preventing the law from getting passed.
So that means there are enough people that think that's fine to commit crimes against LGBT.
We're talking about a Republican-controlled government here.
Most of the recent efforts have been trying to expand it to protect members of the LGBT community, and that's always controversial in Utah for various reasons, Weiler said. Senator Weiler is admitting something many have speculated, according to Tribune political editor Dan Harry. Sponsors of this legislation in the past have said that the LDS Church was responsible for it not getting through the legislature, Dan Harry said. Now, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has never spoken out against hate crime legislation.
Not here, anyway.
They've never supported it either. The LDS Church does not engage in over 99% of the bills that the legislature has, so it's not uncommon for them to remain disengaged from almost every issue, said Weiler. However, the church did support a law in 2015 that outlawed discrimination in housing and employment for the LGBTQ community. Kind of a consensus that we should let the dust settle on that and not try to pick at those scabs every single session.
What?
Weiler said.
How many people will be hurt between now and when you decide to bring that back?
We're talking about human rights. I think every single session is necessary.
So I don't know. So this is the legislature, members of the legislature, trying to interpret what they think the LDS Church wants.
Yeah.
Even if they don't have an official stance.
Yeah. Executive Director of Equality Utah, Troy Williams, is dismayed the legislation hasn't gone through. It's frustrating in 2019 to think that some lawmakers might deny justice to victims of hate just because they don't want to include LGBT people in the legislation. That doesn't make any sense, said Williams.
Sounds like you're okay with it, is what it sounds like to me.
Support for a workable hate crime law has been reignited after a Salt Lake City tire shop owner and his son were attacked by a man yelling, "I want to kill a Mexican." The way the law is written now, he can't be charged with a hate crime.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because he was pretty clear about what he wanted to do. Well, how much more clear do you want?
This is my stated goal.
Yeah.
Well, now let's not jump to conclusions. Come on.
The state of Utah's constitution specifically bans slavery.
Well, that's good.
In almost every case.
In almost every case?
Yeah, almost every case.
Is there a radio clause?
Shockingly, to State Representative Sandra Hollins and others, that general prohibition is accompanied by the word, we ban slavery except, there is an except.
I'm waiting.
Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude except as a punishment for a crime, whereof the party shall have been duly convicted shall exist within this state. So theoretically, if you are convicted of a crime, you can become a slave.
Well, slave of the state?
Yeah.
They can,
That's not right.
So Representative Sandra Hollins is sponsoring a bill in the upcoming legislative session aimed at striking out that word, that exemption. It's taking away language out of our Constitution that is hateful. Slavery should not exist in any form, even in our prison system, as the Constitution suggests that it should, said Hollins, who's Democrat, Salt Lake. My guess is that will sail through with no problem. This story. A failed stockbroker charged with murdering his estranged banker wife in 2009 tried to frame his 9-year-old daughter for the crime.
Oh, I saw this.
3 years later by forging a false written confession. Rod Colvin wrote an Apple note purportedly penned by his daughter that synced to her email account.
This is evil.
All of these years, I have been so incredibly afraid and guilty about the night my mom died, Colvin wrote. I lied. She didn't just slip. That day we got into a fight about her dating. I got mad, so I pushed her, but it couldn't have been that hard. I didn't mean to hurt her, I swear, but she fell and I heard a terrible noise and the water started turning red, and I tried to pull her head up, but she remained still.
Framing your 9-year-old.
Murder. In a court filing, prosecutor Matthew Bogdanos wrote that Mr. Colvin drafted the note because he was panicked. The DA's investigation into Shelley Danishevsky's murder was heating up again. Murder? The note was addressed to Anna's law guardian. Anna was just 9 years old when she discovered her mother face down in the tub.
As if that's not horrible enough.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's a special kind of evil.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great, huh?
Sports weather traffic.
Clemson, they ran all over Alabama last night. I thought that game was going to be much closer than it was. 44-16. They did everything right. So they are your national champions for the college. Real Salt Lake has released their schedule for the 2019 season. It's posted right now at rsl.com. Looks like the first game will be Saturday, March 2nd. Weather, it's cold. It's below freezing right now, and that's causing some major issues out on the roads. Avoid overpasses and things like that. Lots of slide-offs and accidents on and off ramps. Due to that ice, we've got a crash southbound I-15 Beck Street in Davis County. Crash northbound I-215 24 south in Salt Lake. 3 right lanes closed due to that one. We've got a crash 104 south 25th west. Eastbound I-215 at the State Street off-ramp in Murray. Northbound State Street at I-80. There's almost just too many to mention. So give yourself a lot of extra room. Friend of the program says very heavy traffic on Foothill. The lights are out at 13 South, adding to it. Emergency vehicles are working on it. So a bunch of different problems this morning. That's traffic.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Teacher Heather is a party pooper. A substitute teacher in Florida really wanted the principal to eat ass.
Oh, no, really?
Heather Carpenter, a substitute at Phillips Shores Elementary School, will be arraigned Friday for allegedly sabotaging the principal's party at a Sarasota park by dumping human feces on the grills and the tables.
What?
Police said 42-year-old Carpenter was angry over a complaint she filed at school and wanted revenge on the principal. The substitute teacher was witnessed in rubber gloves and a face mask at around 6:30 in the morning at Urfer Park, putting fecal matter all around the pavilion, which was reserved for the birthday party of the principal's 6-year-old daughter.
Oh, jeez.
Officers spoke to the principal, who explained that she had an ongoing dispute with the substitute teacher who taught her daughter's class. The detectives went to the home of Ms. Carpenter, who allegedly confessed to the act of poopy revenge. She told officers she flung poop all around the pavilion. She was upset over how a complaint she filed at the school was being handled, and she wanted to disrupt the birthday party. Boner candidate number 3, Teacher Heather is a party pooper.
Let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, Sir, you picked the wrong place to be a kidnapper. A would-be kidnapper chased a woman that he was trying to abduct into a karate studio. He ended up leaving on a stretcher. Boner candidate number 2, no good deed goes unpunished. A Good Samaritan's puppy stolen after he stopped to help a woman and a baby. And boner candidate number 3, Teacher Heather is a party pooper.
All right, here we go. This is round 2 of your boner voting. You've got to decide. Of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight, where it will get a chance to become Boner of the Day? It'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. You missed that. Way to go. That's okay. We'll review it for you later if you missed it. But right now, you've got to pick your champion of round 2. Which one of these 3 candidates deserves to go to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day? We'll do that at 9:20. So pick your champion now for round 2. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. Easy. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice. Or go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting January 8, 2019 and vote there. You've got 300 seconds. Let's go. It's round 2.
When Carrie, Bill, and Gina run out of things to...
Tonight on the Channel 2 News at 10, it's Rod Decker Undercover. Tonight, Rod investigates Hooters restaurant. Here in Midvale, the state's first Hooters restaurant is about to open. The management of this establishment has placed ads in local papers looking for employees. Hooters is known for hiring only buxom women. Tonight, I've put on this pair of ample falsies, my favorite blonde wig, and these tight-fitting Gloria Vanderbilt black denim jeans. Let's see what happens when I take our hidden cameras inside and apply for a job.
Next. Let me see. It says here your name is Rhonda Decker and you've had previous experience waiting tables.
That's correct. I know at least 6 different ways to sing happy birthday to a customer.
Well, Rhonda, thanks for coming by. We'll call you if we have anything for you.
That's it? That's my interview?
Well, you just aren't Hooters material, Rhonda.
So what you're telling me is that you've made a decision based entirely upon my appearance. What is it about me that you don't think makes the grade? Are my breasts too small?
No, they look like C cups to me. You meet our minimum requirement there. But there's more to being a Hooters server than having big breasts. Look at these tight shorts. I can't believe that you could greet people in this outfit and feel confident.
I happen to have a nice ass. Yes, I could do that outfit justice. You have failed to see me as a person and are judging me on my looks instead of my skills.
Hey, wait a minute. You're that Channel 2 News guy.
You must be mistaken. I'm a young, unemployed waitress with an ample bosom.
You're Rod Decker. The news must not pay very well if you're trying this hard to be a Hooters girl.
There you have it. Hooters isn't your average eatery, and their employees aren't exactly run-of-the-mill either. I tried to gain employment, but apparently I just didn't stack up. The scenery here will rival the majestic mountains of the Wasatch Front. Join us again as I go undercover in search of more titillating stories. This is Rod Decker, KUTV News.
On X96. Follow us on Twitter at Radio From Hell.
Artie Zisk?
Artie Ziff.
Ziff, that's it.
Need to award round 2 of your boner right now.
Which is brought to you in part by Apple Brown Betty.
And X96 is proud to start the fun, start the excitement for 2019. It's Utah International Auto Expo at the Mountain America Exposition Center, the 18th through the 21st. See the hottest new cars, trucks, and SUVs. Test drive vehicles right at the expo. Go to autoexpoutah.com for discounts.
My son, Little Bill, outdid himself yesterday, making the Frito pie with Texas chili and the Apple Brown Betty and going and buying a gallon of Iron Port syrup.
Wow.
He's now obsessed with Iron Port. And he found that you can get it at Orson Gigi. All right, so you had boner candidate to number 1. Sir, you picked the wrong place to be a kidnapper. A would-be kidnapper chasing a woman into a karate studio and then leaving on a stretcher. Boner candidate number 2, no good deed goes unpunished. Good Samaritan's puppy stolen, along with some groceries and some cash, with a cute puppy named Patch. Stolen after this guy helped to stop a woman who was just bait. for these robbers to come out of the bushes and steal from them. And boner candidate number 3, Teacher Heather is a party pooper. A substitute teacher dumping poop all around a pavilion. She's having a dispute with the principal at a school she was working at.
Clearly, that's how you handle it.
You bet.
Of course, there's no other way.
Well, at least she fessed up. Let's see. Spencer won tickets to the International Auto Expo, and the winner, boner candidate number 2, no good deed goes unpunished.
Yep. That's your winner of round 2's voting. It now goes up against the winner of round 1. Both of those winners go to Boner Fight at 9:20, and that's when you'll decide Boner of the Day. All right.
Gina has a list, Carrie.
A list?
A list. And people love them. They do.
I'm not ready. Let me get my list.
I can't tell you
The
about the
list
list
jingle.
until we have the proper intro. I can sponsor it, too. Go to Hale, Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air for a $49 furnace tune-up, which includes a 19-point safety inspection. Scott Hale, amazingly different, surprisingly better, scotthale.com.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
What, Prithee, is on your list?
10 things you shouldn't touch at all-you-can-eat buffets. Now, I am already suspicious.
These are things you just shouldn't eat at all.
No, this says touch. So it's... I will show you.
All right.
Okay.
I am already suspicious of buffets. I am already uncomfortable eating at a buffet.
Very seldom do I care for them.
And this list did not help me feel any better about it. So number 1 on the list of 10 things you shouldn't touch at a buffet.
All right.
The sneeze guard.
Well, yeah.
Of course. It's all covered with sneeze.
There's really no reason to touch it.
Yeah.
Your greatest risk of contamination there.
Obviously.
Well, yeah.
At the sneeze guard. Buried utensils. So say it's like a pasta salad and there's a spoon that's...
Oh.
You shouldn't touch that spoon or eat that pasta salad because that means everybody's hand that's grabbed that spoon
has been...
Yeah.
But there are people that will
yeah.
fish it out and...
No, you shouldn't do that.
No.
No, have somebody get you a fresh spoon.
Sprouts.
Really?
Greens are generally a good choice amid the array of high-calorie choices at a typical all-you-can-eat buffet, but one exception is sprouts. They grow in damp environments, and it is hard to get them thoroughly clean. People get sick from sprouts all the time.
I enjoy sprouts.
I don't care for sprouts.
Sushi. All-you-can-eat buffet
I won't,
sushi.
I won't do that.
I go to the Sushi King. I like the Sushi King buffet.
Don't you feel like this? You like sushi, and
Yeah.
it's
I
a
won't.
cheap way to not go to the places where you can sit at the
Nope.
counter and watch them
Exactly.
make it, and it's
Yeah, it's too
as
expensive.
fresh as it could be.
Don't care.
I like discount sushi. 50% off.
Along the same lines, tuna. Don't eat tuna
At all?
It's at a buffet.
Like tuna salad
Well,
or
yeah,
tuna?
tuna salad.
Yeah, tuna salad. It's hard to know if it's been kept at the proper temperature.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's why you put the mayonnaise on it.
Well-
because it disguises the taste.
And actually, they say anything made with mayo, you
Well, then
shouldn't eat it.
Well, then
at a
that rules
buffet.
out most of the buffet.
What about Miracle Whip?
I think the same principle.
Now, this one, I heartily disagree with this, because if I'm going to eat anything at a buffet, I'm going to eat something
Let me
that's...
guess. Pudding.
No. Fried food. Because I think that's probably pretty safe.
But they say don't.
Fried pudding.
They say most all-you-can-eat buffets use cheap oil to fry their fried food.
Of course. Yeah.
If that's their problem with it,
because the oil's cheap.
Yeah, and it's
I would just not want to think about how often it has been used.
Any cream-based dishes.
Oh, now you're just ruining it. How can I want my tapioca pudding.
I like going to the all-you-can-eat creamed herring buffet.
And this goes along with mayo
Yeah.
and creamy dressings. Like if it's a salad bar, having like a ranch or a blue cheese. They say you stick with a vinaigrette because that will kill.
So you're just
You're just ruining this.
These are just fighting words.
You
now.
want your ranch dressing for your chicken tenders.
Exactly.
Just trying to help you with the buffet. But I think mostly what I get from this is I don't want to eat at a buffet.
They're generally not good.
Yeah, I don't seek out buffets. I only go to buffets when there's no other choice.
Yeah.
Did you ever end up going to the Chuckarama?
No, I've never eaten at the Chuckarama. I did when I was doing those.
The choice is yours at the Chuckarama,
Richie, it's a Catholic thing.
When I was doing those TV spots for Channel 2,
Yeah.
I did a live shot from Chuckarama. That's the
Mm-hmm.
only time I've ever been inside of it. I didn't eat there.
But you've never eaten.
We should go to
anything.
Chuckarama. It's really at least the last time I was at a Chuckarama, it was surprisingly good.
Dylan, that sounds like a Radio from Hell video opportunity is what that sounds like.
Content!
I go for the rolls.
No, a roll is safe.
Oh, I go for the mashed potatoes.
Oh, yeah, the mashed
I go for the mashed potatoes and gravy.
The
It's just
commercials.
like they actually I don't remember the last time I went, but when I went to a Chuckarama, I go, well, this is.
But I am kind of funny about, if I think about it, think about how you serve it up on your plate. There's tongs.
Wait
or
a minute,
spoon
you're
or
kind of funny about something that you do, particularly when it comes to eating.
Look at all of the people that are at the Chuckarama. That you don't get a clean spoon every time you spoon something out. That's been touched by how many people?
That's true. That's true.
Doesn't that kind of gross you out if you think of that?
No, it does not.
But they're mostly old people, though, Gina, not
Yeah,
dirty young people.
Yeah, which
old
means
people can't get into
Their
anything.
skin's flaking off. Corey says the chocolate fountain is basically a liquid air filter. Every bit of dust and bacteria gets stuck in that flowing chocolate, aside from all the unsupervised children.
Go to the haven't you been to the Little America for lunch?
That one time with you guys.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
That's really good. That's a buffet essentially.
I don't
That's
know.
excellent.
See, now I'm thinking about it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't thought about the utensils, but I'm really thinking about them now.
What if you brought your own utensils?
I wish you should think
could bring-
more. I think you should think way more about all of the things you eat, and you would get really, really skinny because you would just never eat.
Because I wouldn't
You would
trust
just never
eating
eat
anything.
You shouldn't trust anything.
You bring a little cup of water and your own serving utensil, and like when people scoop ice cream,
Yeah.
then you dip it back in the water and rinse it all off, and then it's only your hand and all of those things.
I am really regretting bringing up this list.
Just remember, the choice is yours at Chuckarama.
I may want you to go there for my birthday this year with me.
Just
Not
for
with
me.
you.
Just me to
No,
go
just
there,
to go there.
take
Just
a
take
picture.
pictures.
Yeah. Here's me eating the Jell-O.
Oh, let's see. Friend of the program says really thick thick fog, Provo and Springville. Can only see about 20 to 50 feet ahead, and I've heard it's super icy down there. And all over Salt Lake, there's almost too many accidents to mention. There's also some utility work congestion happening at Foothill Drive, 13th South. I guess there was a light out there, northbound and southbound, right lane blocked there. So give yourself some extra time this morning and slow down, especially on the on and off ramps and overpasses. They could be particularly icy this morning. Ben Folds is back by popular demand, performing his greatest hits with the Utah Symphony. Ben Folds with the Utah Symphony, April 9th at Abravanel Hall. For tickets, go to utahsymphony.org.
Tuesday Tunes with Todd coming up after these. First, Gina, if you wouldn't mind, tell us about your bra.
I'm happy to talk about my bra. It's so comfortable. Third Love is the bra that I have, and I get home from work, and it's not the first thing I do to take off my bra, which it used to be. I forget I'm wearing it. It's so comfortable. Why is it so comfortable?
Okay.
Because it fits me perfectly. Why does it fit me perfectly? I went to thirdlove.com/Gina, Gina, and they have a fit finder quiz, and you think, well, I know what size I am. But do you? They have cups A through H, bands that go up to size 48, and they have something really unusual. They have half cup sizing, which makes a difference. Your breast size and shape make a difference. There are bras specifically made for different kinds of breasts. You just need to go and take the Fit Finder quiz to get started. Go to thirdlove.com/Gina. You'll get 15% off your first purchase. You don't have to put in a promo code or anything. That will just automatically give you 15% off your first purchase at Third Love.
X96 is a proud partner of Sundance Institute. Don't miss the 2019 Sundance. thinking at any given moments? Follow him on Twitter at RFHBill. Radio from Hell on X96.
No pee breaks, people. No pee breaks.
Well, then what?
Well, it's a potty break song, though.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. It's Tuesday Tunes with Todd.
Tuesday Tunes with Todd on X96. Radio from Hell.
Or whatever that is.
But I get the feeling that Todd would like us to listen to this song.
I mean, it's worth holding it.
Rather than...
Okay, I'll wait.
All right.
I mean, I'm holding mine.
I'll do the little dance.
I got to do it too. So, welcome to 2019, by the way.
Oh, hi, Todd.
So in my life here at the radio station, in my job description, I deal with record promoters because they want us to hear all the new stuff and they want us to play it. So normally when folks in that line of work come to me and say, Todd, you're going to love this song.
You've heard that before.
I've heard that before, and I'm very leery of it because all they want me to do is play it. And that was kind of how Todd, you're actually going to love this. I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard, And they're, no, seriously, just check it out. And so, in this case, they're right. It's a band called Bad Flower, and I kind of like it. Like, it sort of reminds me of, I don't know, like early 2000s kind of, almost want to use the word emo, but that isn't quite. It's more like My Chemical Romance sort of kind of a thing, but a little edgier, maybe with Rise Against mixed into it. I don't know.
Okay.
I kind of like it, and I kind of like everything from this band that I've sort of found on my own, on YouTube and stuff.
Where are they from?
I think they're just out of L.A. I'm not entirely sure. They're very new to me. The song's kind of been kicking around for a while. We've been playing it a little bit, but I thought I'd feature it on Tuesday Tunes with Todd.
So what we don't know much about the band, really, then?
Not really. I think they're just from L.A., and, they've had a couple
new-
of albums before, and this one is kind of getting more attention than they've ever had.
All right, Todd, fair enough. We will give it a listen. It's Bad Flower. The song is Ghost. Tuesday Tunes with Todd, X96.
This is.
I like that.
He's troubled.
Oh yeah.
This is. This band is so new. I mean, they've been around a little bit, but that's so. The album that song is on isn't even scheduled for release until February.
Oh.
The end of February.
So we're playing it early then. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's been out, and they're coming to town too. Was it the Depot? You guys?
Yeah, the Depot on the 29th, I think. Of
5th.
February.
Hollywood 10 has said, I've seen them, and they're great live.
Like, I've seen live performances of on YouTube of them. I've seen, like, full plugged-in ones. I've seen them do that song we just played acoustic with just, like, a piano and guitar. It's pretty captivating. They have a lot of energy and a lot of talent, and they, I don't know, it's one of those bands that I think is worth paying attention to. And you know what? There were guitars. Remember them?
Guitars!
I remember guitars.
That was fun.
But people are digging the song. Like I said, Tim says he's seen them and they're great live. And so in February, that's great.
Yeah, they're
checking out.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of positive response on this song.
Nice.
Pretty new, but they've been around playing in L.A. for a while, but they're just kind of getting traction now.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to really absorb the lyrics, but what I did absorb, he's got some.
He's got problems.
Issues. He's
working through them.
And,
musically.
by the
Talk to
way,
somebody.
that's going to be an all ages show, which is important to mention because Depot isn't always a all ages place.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. I think, Todd.
Sure.
It's kind of a depressing song, but
there's some other ones I can play for you too if
Yeah.
you want that.
There's one called Heroin on the
Yeah, that
album.
one.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. He's been through a few things apparently at a young age. I like one of the band members' name is Alex Espiritu. I like that name. Espiritu. I like that name.
Well, the name of the band is Bad Flower. The song is Ghost. And we'll be expecting to hear much from Bad Flower.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Todd.
I hope they hang in there.
Yeah, I hope he does. It's I'm worried about him.
Hang in there.
Just those few lines I recalled in the song, I'm concerned about this gentleman's health. But, all right. Thank you very much, Todd.
Thursday turns with Todd on X96. Right from hell.
I can't see it, but I can smell that Bill has broken out his tangerine.
One of my sumos. I love those.
Smell it.
Let's see. Yeah, we were supposed to do New Duello there a second ago.
Oh.
We can do it, can't we?
So we'll have to do it now, and then we'll figure something else out.
New
Yes.
Duello, our good friend Lolly. Now, this is there are about 800 new home communities, and if you text the word money to 62687, you can download New Duello's interactive builder map. It'll show you where all those new home communities are. If you're interested in building a new home, and why not? Don't one of those old lived-in things.
You
Do
get
your
it just
own.
the way
Yeah.
you want, and you can get quite a bit of down payment assistance. Now, here's where Lolly has done something that you would have a difficult time doing. She's gone out and found different money in different ways. There are grants,
Agent rebates.
there are agent rebates,
Partner loan credits.
This would take a lot of time for you to figure all this out, but she has done it for you, and you can get like over $28,000 in down payment assistance.
You may qualify for some of those programs, and some people qualify for all of those programs put together. $28,124 in down payment assistance money. So text the word money to 62687. That's money 62687.
Here at X96, we're not going to pretend that we're the smartest people in the room.
We have late breaking news from the nursery. Mikkel is on the line. Hello, Mikkel.
Mikkel.
This is Gina's sister, Mikkel.
Hello?
Good morning. Good morning.
Are you at the hospital, Mikkel?
I am. Am I a terrible sister? I'm out here in the hall calling you guys. Why am I doing that?
Because we need to know.
Are you an aunt?
Of course I'm an aunt. I'm
Well,
the aunt.
Well, she was an aunt
Well, I
before.
know, but
though.
are you an aunt
a new
two
aunt.
times over?
Many times over. I don't even know how many times over.
Did Gina have the baby?
Yes, we have a baby.
We've got a baby.
What is it? Is it human?
It's a human baby.
It appears to be human.
Did it come out wearing a little turban and those turned up shoes?
No, but actually there is a funny story which I can relay.
Okay.
That Joe put in a soothing CD, and out come these sounds of all these monkey sounds, It's like a jungle CD.
It's the is it the rainforest? Is that what it was?
It's supposed to be, nice, soothing labor and delivery music, and all of a sudden we hear this. And so then we're out in the hall talking to the doctor who's here, and it's not her regular doctor. And the nurse said, "Don't worry, this doctor's wonderful. In fact, last week or this summer, he delivered the baby orangutan up at the Hogle Zoo."
Oh. So he's really good.
So Mikkel, it's a little girl. We knew that.
Yeah, Jonesy, she's 7'7".
Okay.
7 pounds, 7 ounces.
And you can braid her hair.
So she's not that huge.
But a lot of hair though.
Huh.
But tons of hair.
Did we think she was going to be bigger than that?
She looked bigger than that.
Now.
What? She was huge. What are we talking? What are we mincing words for? Gina looked huge.
She looks beautiful.
Yes, all pregnant women are beautiful and huge. All right.
So 7 pounds, 7 ounces.
But she still is about 10 days early, so she's a good size.
Well, that's a good size.
And everything. And was it a hard delivery? Easy? Was it?
No, not a peep. Gina didn't say a word. Just 2 pushes and out she popped. It was quick.
The baby just slid right out.
Is that because she had the drugs, right? That's why she didn't make a peep,
yes.
right?
Her thumb was going crazy on the bolus. Absolutely.
I'm tired.
There you go. Get out of here.
Well, that's great
good news.
Great news. I just had to. Yeah, she's probably going to kill me that I called you guys, but I had to do it.
No, I think she'll be happy you did.
Okay.
Thanks, Mikkel.
Okay, Elsa.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, tell her to just relax or something.
Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
Yes, remember all that info. You're going to need it here in a bit to vote for Boner of the Day. Boner Fight begins in about 6 or 7 minutes. But before that, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by
Lisa, 2018 Honda Civic LX CVT from Stockton 12 Honda for just $5 a day. Honda Civics for just $5 a day, only at Stockton 12 Honda in the Southtown Auto Mall.
Tiffany Trump?
Who?
Tiffany Trump?
You forget
No,
her.
that's what Donald says when it's brought up.
Oh, no, Tiffany.
Who?
Nobody knows Tiffany better than I do. Tiffany's my daughter by one of my wives.
She's an anchor baby.
She's the one who allowed Ivanka to stay in the country. She's a wonderful girl.
No, she's
Marla
Maples.
Marla Maples.
Who?
Marla Maples to stay in the country. That's right. Marla was an immigrant. How is she an anchor baby?
Anchored into money. Marla had a baby for a paycheck.
Oh,
she's an anchor for Marla.
Yeah.
Usually when you say anchor baby, this
I
implies.
know.
Tiffany Trump. Who's that again? She's gone public with her new boyfriend.
Does she have to go public? Can't you just have a boyfriend?
nobody
You
really
have a
knows.
boyfriend in secret, and then
She stays out of the limelight most of the time, but she's dating Nigerian businessman Michael Boulos.
are you sure this isn't just an email relationship?
Oh no, it sounds like they have a lot in common.
Nigerian businessman.
He's not a Nigerian prince,
Oh.
Gina. Now Tiffany, the president's child with second wife Marla Maples, she's heir to the Maples cereal fortune, has posted a picture of her and Mr. Boulos apparently taken in the official residence, her dad's official residence. The snap shows them standing in front of a Christmas tree that's tagged the White House. So there they are.
Oh, so they're let in during the holidays.
They look very happy.
Special occasions.
She's a very bright girl,
No,
very
they-
intelligent girl.
Oh, Carrie, they just took the tour that we can take.
Yeah,
That's
that's the one.
While bike lanes exist through most parts of town, cycling is still, or can be, a very dangerous form of transportation, according to a local injury law firm. This firm compared more than 2 years' worth of accident and injury data, and they singled out the most dangerous roads to bike on. Two of the state's most populous cities, Salt Lake and Provo, are the places where, of course, most cyclists tend to ride, including some of the heaviest bicycle activity in the state. Salt Lake City has 313 miles of marked on-street bikeways and bicycle lanes. There are dozens of bike crashes every year, but there are some places that are just more dangerous than others.
Yeah.
There is a pretty good infrastructure, though, in Salt Lake City. Hot spots for bike crashes resulting in injury in Ogden, Washington Boulevard. That would figure because it's a busy place.
Yeah.
The 1300 South campus of Salt Lake Community College, and then well-traveled parts of Sugar House. I've tried to bike in Sugar House. That's a mess.
Yeah, just don't even.
And anytime I try not to. I'll go around Sugar House. You kind of go around it, and then if you have to go to a business in Sugar House, you go around it and then drop into it from somewhere, because those are just very bad areas. I think most cyclists, though, I hope, use common sense when it comes to those things, rather than just ride right into it.
You would hope.
You would hope. I know I used to ride my bike quite often to the gym, to Vasa Fitness or whatever it was called. I think it was Gold's when it was in Sugar House, right there in the heart of Sugar House, you know?
Yeah, it was Gold's.
And so I would ride, but I wouldn't ride along the busiest area. I would ride on, 10th, I think, 10th East or something like that. Rather than ride on 11th, which is very busy, I'd ride on 10th, which is less busy.
You know how I handle this? I don't.
No, you drive.
Just
But,
ride a bike.
but so use common sense. Use common sense. Find the ways to ride where it's less busy, and then ride up into the areas. Let's see. I started to do that story, and then I realized all it was a story that was promoting an injury law firm that I didn't want to talk about. Only 6 migrants, not the 4,000 that Sarah Huckabee Sanders talked about.
Well, and it's not just her. It's all the Republicans are out today with the same talking point that has been proven wrong
And
over and over.
And he's going to talk about it tonight on TV, and he's going to make it sound like it's a dire situation.
Only 6 on a security watch list were detained over a 6-month period. The grossly inflated figure of 4,000 apparently part of a strategy by the administration to whip up a fear of immigrants at the southern border and support for a declaration of a national emergency by Donald Trump so that he can build the border wall. 41 people on the terrorist screening database were encountered at the southern border October 1, 2017 to March 31st, 2018. 35 were U.S. citizens or legal permanent residents, 6 non-U.S. people. On the northern border, Canadians, which is of little concern to the Trump administration.
Yeah, you don't hear anything.
They could be sneaking over in the droves. There were 91 people
91
listed in the database, 41 who were not American citizens.
compared to 6 down south. What's the difference, I wonder?
Well,
Your skin is brown, Gary.
Yeah.
It's very scary.
And it's not even about. I mean, I think he knows in his heart of hearts that what he, well, he's not even proposing anything. He's just talking about a wall. That it's not feasible. I think he knows that.
Do you think he does? I don't know that
But
he does.
he realizes that, because see, he's playing a longer game than the rest of us. His plan originally was, he knew he wasn't going to win the election. His plan was to start the Trump News Network. That was his goal.
Yeah.
He's now just doing things to keep that base happy, because he knows if he keeps that base and starts his Trump News Network, he's going to have huge ratings.
Here's an interesting theory. President Trump's obsession with a border wall with Mexico has now kept the government partially shut for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't always think it was such an essential idea.
No.
It started out as a gimmick, a device of sorts.
Exactly.
During the time when Trump was weighing his presidential candidacy, according to the New York Times, aides wanted to come up with a way to help him remember to talk about getting tough on immigration. A sort of a mnemonic device, if you will.
Exactly.
How do we get him to remember to talk about immigration? Talk about building a wall.
I know about building
Walls.
things.
I know about walls.
Because he knows that base are essentially racist.
How do we get him to talk about immigration? We're going to ask him to talk, and he's going to build a wall. Talk about building a wall. That'll get him to talk about immigration.
Is it beneficial for him to keep the government closed, to keep all of his troubles at bay as long as possible?
Well, he thinks that. Mueller does not shut down because of the government shutdown.
But not just that. What about, Congress voting to have him release his tax returns and that kind of stuff?
It does distract from that. So, yeah, he's aware of it. But this is more of an ego thing for him now. He needs to get this going so that his base and Coulter don't call him weak. That's his whole thing. Yeah.
A moose wandered into a hospital building in Alaska's largest city on Monday.
Oh, I've heard this joke.
And Stephanie Hupton, what's the punchline?
I don't.
And Stephanie Hupton was ready to capture the visit with her phone camera. She works in billing at a physical therapy office inside the building attached to Alaska Regional Hospital in Anchorage. When a patient mentioned security staffers were monitoring a moose that got inside the building, she dashed out, started recording. Didn't think we'd have a pet moose, she said. The footage shows the moose browsing some greenery near an entrance before it stands grazing at the stares, gazing at the camera's direction. It briefly lingers and then walks out of the hospital through an open door. That's the kind of thing you get in the wonderful place known as Alaska. I wish I was there now.
Well, and you can see Russia from there.
Yeah.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, here we go with the winner from round one in the coming and fighting its way out of the mists of the 7 o'clock hour and saying, "Remember me? I'm Boner candidate number 1. I am." If you're a man having a rough time, blame women. Tucker Carlson on Fox News, blaming successful women for the decline of men in America. That's it. Successful women, that's why men are alcoholics. That's why men are falling behind, because women are successful.
I didn't think that Tucker was an incel.
Mm-hmm. And going up against the winner of round 2, no good deeds go unpunished. A Good Samaritan's puppy stolen, along with some of his groceries and some cash, after he stopped to help a woman who turned out apparently to just be bait. And then 2 men jumped out of the bushes and robbed him at gunpoint and took his brand new puppy. That's number 2.
There you go. You've got to decide of these 2 candidates which one should be Boner of the Day. Which one is the champion? Boner of the Day for January 8, 2019. 1 or 2. Remember your candidate number. The one you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text. That's all we need in that message. The computer counts it that way. That single digit is all we need. Text that to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice. Or go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Fight January 8, 2019 and vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. You've got 4.5 minutes is all, though. Let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
Start your workday at 10 a.m. with a 1 hour nonstop music wingding on X96.
Senior. Spell it with me now. Senior. Senior. And now we'll use it in some dialogue featuring our two Utah friends, Elder LeGrand R. Dunn Jr. and his trailer-dwelling pal, LeVar. Imagine, if you will, LeVar and LeGrand enjoying a lazy Saturday afternoon of TV watching in LeVar's trailer home at the Restful View Mobile Home Park. Again, the word is senior. Yeah, sure is fun sitting around on a lazy day watching reruns ahead of the class with you, LeGrand. Glad you could come over.
Well, I had to get out of the house. I mean, for heck's sakes, Midge had a list of honey-dos for me as long as that hair on her mother's chin. I snuck out before she could put me to work.
You don't mind if I drink me some beer while Head to the Class is on, do you, LeGrand?
I've long ago given up trying to change your sinful ways, LeVar. You know I think that drinking beer is wrong, but I'm not going to say anything more about it.
Hey, what happened to the rest of the beer in this can I was working on? I know I didn't finish it.
I don't know. You must have drunk it. I'll get you another can of beer from the Frigidaire.
Head of the Class. This is a really funny show. Reminds me of our school days, LeGrand.
Oh.
You remember? Me out in the parking lot and you over to the seminary building. We had some choice times, didn't we?
Sure did. Now, I'm proud to say I got my high school diploma and my seminary diploma. I don't believe you managed either one, did you?
Never mind. Boy, that redhead on Head of the Class sure reminds me of my old high school sweetheart. Hey, you remember Franny Hayes? God, I sure loved her.
I seen your old flame a couple of days ago, by the way. I seen your Franny Hayes at the Quick Stop. What happened between you two?
I dumped her. She got pregnant, so I dumped her. Got pregnant right here in this here trailer. How's she doing? She probably got like 20 kids and not a pot to piss in, right?
Married a rich guy. She was driving a fancy Lexi or a Affinity or something like that, covered in diamonds. She looked good.
I don't care. I don't care for her no more.
Oh, come on, LeVar. You care. I seen your face fall when I told you. I seen your emotions fly to the surface.
Shut up and pass me another beer. Hey, you know what? This Alpo don't taste half bad when it's fried up like this.
The fun, innocent family show. Radio from Hell on Utah's original alternative X96.
All right, it's time to award Boner of the Day.
Which is brought to you by...
In part
by Frito Pie featuring Texas chili and Apple Brown Betty.
And LHM Used Cars has over 1,000 used vehicles in inventory, 6 locations, Orem, Sandy, Murray, Ogden, 90th South, plus trucks and imports located in Sandy or lhmusedcars.com.
So, number one was, if you're a man having a rough time, blame women. Tucker Carlson on Fox News blaming successful women for the decline of men across this country.
I don't see men declining.
They're emasculated.
Terry, they're under attack. Men are under attack.
I don't see that happening at all. They seem to be doing just fine.
Back off, Jackson. Let her attack you. Let her emasculate you. And it's going up against number 2, no good deed goes unpunished. The Good Samaritan's puppy stolen after he stepped in to help a woman who apparently was a decoy so that these two bad guys could come and rob him of his groceries, some cash, and his cute little puppy named Patches.
Okay.
Adam Rosenberg won the Boner T-shirt, and it's pretty hard to beat a story when an animal is involved.
Yeah.
So Tucker Carlson, it was Boner candidate number 2, no good deed goes unpunished.
Tried to beef up the Tucker Carlson one, but can't beat a puppy.
No.
All right, there's your Boner of the Day for January 8, 2019. It is now qualified to be Boner of the Week. That'll be determined on Friday at about this time.
Should never beat a puppy.
Yeah, you can't beat a puppy.
Never beat a puppy.
All right. Let's see. What do we got here?
I can remind you that I have a podcast. It's Remain Seated with Gina Barberi.
I saw a video that you did in a car.
Yes.
With your son. And you look lovely.
Thank you.
You always look good on camera, almost always. I have to say, though, I wouldn't use that shot.
Why?
Because it looks right up your nose. From below. The shot from below. Now, there was nothing in your nose, or there was no hair but it was looking right up your nose. And it was a little distracting.
I always was told that you need to go from above. Like this,
it was a little distracting because it was looking right up your nose.
You should do it like this as opposed to.
We just set the phone on the dashboard of the car, so it was just whatever the level of the.
I know.
Well, maybe next time hang it from the rearview mirror.
Maybe I was the only one distracted. A little distracted.
Did you pay attention to what I had to say?
I didn't look. Sorry.
No.
I just retweeted it if you want.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if I listened to it.
So what is the episode about?
I think I did. But.
Well, I have travel tips.
Oh, this is your travel tips one.
And Festus talks about his 21st birthday in Vegas.
In Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
He went without me?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He didn't even call me.
He didn't want anything holding him back.
He didn't even call me.
He should have called you because when you have no money and you go to Vegas for your 21st birthday.
Well, that was just stupid.
He didn't have much to do.
You run out of money really fast in Vegas.
The first time I ever went to Las Vegas, it was like there was nothing to do.
I know. Let's go to a town designed to drain your bank account with no money.
Well, it's his first time, so
Well, I would have told him.
I know. Now he knows.
Save up.
But apparently there were he wouldn't tell me everything.
Well, good.
Should he?
There are just some things
not.
that...
I don't like thinking of him doing things that I don't want to know about.
I believe I heard in the promo, I don't want to know several times from you.
Okay, so here's my other question, though, because you do your travel tips.
Yes.
Do you talk about how you go through your hotel room looking for cameras before you do anything?
Well, see, here's what's happened. I gave my tips, and we actually heard from people that listened to the podcast that said, I need more tips. And one of the tips I forgot about was what you just mentioned.
Was the cameras?
Yeah.
This is the thing that Gina
does. So this
does.
week is going to be more travel
tips.
Oh, boy.
But the other thing was, so we said when Festus turned 21, we would...
He said.
announce his real name.
His real name.
He said he would.
I don't think he should, just because I think it's a big letdown.
Yeah, you're right. It is. His real name is not anywhere near as interesting as Festus.
I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
It's the same reason I don't want to know who the all-knowing suit is, because I think no matter who it is, it's going to be disappointing.
Because
So-
Festus Barberi, that's a
Yeah, you remember that.
that's a name.
As
yeah.
a matter of fact, I'm lobbying to have him legally change it to Festus Barberi.
But there was a promise made. So I think maybe on the podcast we'll
Just mention it briefly,
We'll
but I
mention
need
it.
you to go by my professional name.
I'm
which
not
is
going to stop calling him that.
Festus Barberi.
I am not going to stop calling him that. But he's an adult now.
Festus Aloysius Barberi.
Well,
so that'll be on this upcoming Remain Seated podcast.
Festus Tiberius Barberi.
I pulled up to my coffee shop this morning, and my barista was listening to my podcast. I said, "You just put that on because you knew I was coming by." He said, "No, I just happened to be listening."
I'm going on a vacation and I needed some
travel
tips.
tips.
Is Barberi coming by? Yeah, I'll get a bigger tip if I have this on.
That's not what happened.
I'm sure it isn't.
I'm still upset about you getting coffee every morning.
I know.
Why?
I just think about all the money that you could save.
I'm supporting a local business.
Well, I get that, but at the same time, you could buy a local coffee and support a local business that way.
At the very least, you should use a reusable cup.
Yeah, do you at least do
No,
that?
she throws away the cardboard cup every day.
Yeah, maybe you should go through two.
How did this turn into this?
I don't know. Just your
think
your
about-
travel tips.
I can't.
got
I
me
think
thinking.
about it. I think about it every time. And you know what? Because you can say to you, Bill, what you should do when you go to the movie. So why not turn it into, Gina, what you should do when you go to coffee is. It's the same thing.
What?
How much is the coffee machine that makes the kind of coffee that you drink every
I
morning
have
cost?
one.
No. I'm not asking for you. I'm looking
Oh.
at a business deal here.
Oh.
The kind of, if I were needing to make the coffee machine,
You could make the kind of.
Oh.
is it just like a
latte.
regular kind of pot, or do I need a
No,
special?
it's a
So how
special.
much? How much would it cost?
I
me?
don't know.
A couple $100?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, $200.
What do you get every
A
morning?
vanilla latte.
A vanilla latte. You could.
Okay.
No, the machine you could get a single serving one for easily 70
Okay,
$75.
so $100.
Yeah.
And then the stuff that I would need on a month, if I was supplying for a month, how
this
much
is-
would I need? This is a business plan. Hang on, don't get it. No one else get in on this.
Okay,
Would it be $50 worth of supplies of coffee and
probably
the
not
vanilla
that much.
flavoring stuff?
Probably not that much.
Okay. And how much are you paying every day for this thing?
3 something.
It's got to be more than that. It's probably 5, right?
5.
It's always
5?
been my experience. If you want a good cup of coffee, you ask a Mormon to make it for you.
How does that taste? Does that taste pretty good? That tastes good?
Yep.
Are you offering to make
So
my
let's
coffee
see.
every
I'm
morning?
just thinking about this. I could have the machine paid off in the first month, and then I
Yeah,
get a
no.
little deal on the side. It almost is worth it.
Almost. I have the machine at home. I just don't want to. You do this. I don't want to wake up my family in the morning when.
Well, then we'll do it here.
Bring the machine
We'll
in.
do it here. We'll get some reusable cups. You can buy local coffee. Of course, we have Mill Creek and all that. Hey, you're supporting a local business and
And it can be video content
helping
every day.
helping the environment.
And right now, her barista is going, those bastards.
You see what I get for listening to her damn podcast?
Never going to do that again.
All right, so we'll take a break. We'll be back. Brooklinen.com. That's let me spell that for you because people misunderstand me apparently. I thought I was pretty clear when I spell it out at the end of the commercial.
Yeah.
But they need me to start.
Okay.
BROOKLINEN.com.
I get it.
Yeah, brooklinen.com. The best online betting category by Good Housekeeping, the winner of the most recent one. 30,000 five-star reviews. That's more than any other online betting company. And all you have to do is take a look at my happy puppies.
What about you? You're happy too.
Oh, I love it. I snuggle up next to them, and but they stay in bed most of the day, and they've started doing that ever since the Brooklinen sheets came along. My Brooklinen sheets are the best, most comfortable sheets I've ever slept on, and my puppies as well. Now it's time for your chance to try. Brooklinen.com, giving you an exclusive offer just for our listeners. Get $20 off and free shipping when you use the promo code Jackson. at brooklinen.com. That's my last name, Jackson. Brooklinen's so confident in their product and all their sheets, comforters, and towels. They come with a lifetime warranty. The way to get the $20 off and free shipping is to use the promo code Jackson at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com, and the promo code Jackson. These really are the best sheets ever.
X90. Hell with Gary Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
All right, 9:50 right now. And let's see. So tomorrow is Things That Must Go, right?
Yeah, you should send them to us. radiofromhell@x96.com. Put must go in the subject line. You don't have to have a whole list. If you have just one thing, you'd send that.
We need to tell you about Scott Hale.
Plumbing.
That's right.
Heating.
And air.
Scott Hale. Now, if you were looking for just a thorough professional, guy who's been in the business for, when I talked to him, I think it was over 25 years. And you'll see the trucks around town, Scott Hale, Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Thorough professional. They know what they're doing. Have them check your furnace right now and if you're having any troubles at all. Maybe you've had other furnace guys come in, other HVAC guys.
But especially the humidifier.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it's so important. This time of year, your skin gets dried out.
It's harder to breathe.
Sinuses.
Yeah, your sinuses.
So have one installed if you don't have one. But if you already have one, have Scott Hale come look at it because it might need some service.
He can also do a check over of your system for $49 and make sure that everything is in good working order. So call Scott Hale, Plumbing, Heating, and Air. It's 801-264-HALE. That's 264-HALE, or go to scotthale.com.
So Things That Must Go tomorrow. Radio from Hell at x96.com. Email them in. Put must go on the subject line.
Oh, also looking for your potty break dedications.
Oh, yeah.
If you'd like to dedicate the potty break to someone, could be someone you love, could be someone you hate, could be someone you haven't seen in a long time and you've been thinking about them.
Or maybe it's somebody you've never met.
You can email us for that also. Just put dedication in the subject line, radio from hell at x96.com, and write a little bit who the person is and why. And don't make a song request, though, because Carrie Jackson likes to pick the song.
I will pick the song and not tell Gina what the song is until she reads your dedication.
And then she'll make a tortured connection.
And she has to try to connect the two.
Sort of.
Let's see. We did our Deadpool today, so that's taken care of. I'm trying to think of all the business that we need to take care of. Coming up this month, we have several on-location events that we're doing.
Sundance Film Festival related events.
On the 25th, we'll be broadcasting live from the festival, or the festival area.
In Park City.
Then on the 27th, and we'll have more information about this as it gets closer, we're going to do a Squatters Sunday brunch and live Not Safe for Work podcast.
It's lights, camera, brunch. No, brunch.
Brunch, that's right.
No
Lights,
action.
camera, brunch. And no, there will be no action at all. None.
So that'll be on the 27th at Squatters. And again, we'll have more information about how you can attend as it gets closer. And
Yeah,
then,
that will be a situation that you have to register for it.
And then we will also on the 28th be at Park City for the film festival. Now, back to the Squatters Brunch. I was, Sue made a Costco run yesterday. And two things. First of all, we found out that they deliver now. So,
Costco delivers?
Yeah, so forget going there.
Because that's where your anxiety pops up.
Exactly.
Do you know how much they charge for that?
I do not know.
They'll bring you your giant rolls of toilet paper and...
But yeah, she brought home a bunch of stuff, and as I was putting it all away in the garage and the storage areas, I looked up on top of the fridge, and I saw that I still have a bottle of the Radio from Hell Red as Hell Ale.
I have
like full?
I have an empty bottle.
Unopened bottle.
Really?
Unconsumed. And so I'm wondering, how long will that last? Should I drink it?
This sounds like a question for the Squatters people.
Yeah, I
The
don't know.
Squatters people, when I see them?
I think it's probably still good, but
I'm just wondering.
Yeah, does beer have a shelf life?
Well, I'm sure that it does.
Because it's been a while.
And this is, mostly natural stuff. There's not a lot of preservatives in it, I would think.
But it's sealed.
But it's sealed, yeah. Just wondering how long I can. Maybe I should drink it.
Well, I think you should wait until we do our lights, camera, brunch at Squatters, and you can ask the professionals.
Ask the Squatters professionals.
It's not been in the sunlight.
It's not, no. It's been in my garage.
Been relatively cool.
Well, yeah, except for the summertime months, you know.
I don't know. Put it in the fridge, chill it up, and bring it.
It's chilled right now.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, so bring it to Squatters and ask them.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think you just pop it open and taste it, and you'd know.
I suppose. I don't know. All right, let's do the promo and get out of here.
Must-goes are needed for Wednesday's Radio from Hell show.
Please send them right now to radiofromhell@x96.com.
We said right now. Go to your email. Must go. radiofromhell@x96.com.
Then listen to Wednesday's Radio from Hell show on X96. When did we get so bossy?
Always.
I mean, I want to preserve the bottle because we have our label on it and everything. So is there, if I drink it, then is there a way to like preserve the bottle so the label doesn't fade?
You can, there's some you can spray on it. Or,
yeah, like some kind of spray or something like that.
Sure.
So maybe that's what I need to do. If it's over 3 years, you should throw it out, even if it was in a cool, dry area. Really?
Well, don't throw it out. Just
then
why don't you
someone
just
else
keep
is
it full? Just
saying drink it. Well, I don't know. All right. Well, I think asking the Squatters professionals might be the way to go. All right. Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're good. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
A ballpoint banana.
Corey is next.
Kicking off nothing but great tunes for 60 minutes. A 1 hour nonstop music wingding is on X96.